connect because Noobs is landed. He hits the flare. We knew it was going to be a flare warfare, and StuKX able to end Team Lovey, and now we're into the final 3.
TBE not only got everyone back with flares, now we've lost Noobs, and Alma gets shot out of the eye. The sky is just Tommy last alive. What we thought could be a TBE victory now, all signs are pointing to Team Braxton. No, Benzie, Boogs, going huge, Finessing falls. It's Tommy versus Boogs, and there's one other team remaining. Who else is floating in the sky? It is Braxton, still up. Tiff, 3 teams, 4 players. Tommy fighting some weapons.
We saw another member hitting the mobile buy. We're getting Finessing back to join Braxton, and he was able to grab a sub on the roof. What looked dire for Team Braxton is starting to look a little better because he was able to grab a signal as well. Boogs and StuKX, you may have the high ground, but we're doubling down. Tommy with the starter. Tommy knocks Braxton before he gets traded out by Finessing, but Finessing doing his best to anchor. This is looking so good for them, and they take it. They take game number 3.
Map 3 victors. Team Braxton, go massive. Zone pull, but thinking on their feet. Congratulations, another Omid victory.
Omid on top, Gosh? Omid on top. Something about those players are just performing different on land. We've seen it throughout all of the stages. Stage 1, Stage 2. Last chance qualifiers, they were all remote, and the questions were asked, would our players be able to perform on land, on this stage, in front of a crowd, more than 2,500 people in the building cheering them on, and they're locked.
It's an incredible team that's come together. A fellow Tennessean with Braxton, Finessing, been in the scene since way before Warzone, even into Blackout, and yet they're still proving that they're one of the best here on main stage. Map 3 victors. That's huge for their point totals. I'm gonna have to look back and see where they were. I don't think they were in the top 10, Tiff, but you can see the excitement on his face. They're pumped about that one.
Look, I'm pumped, right? You have to think about the journey that our players have made. They've been grinding, crawling for whatever tournament they could get their hands on, but to perform and take a coveted win, a map win on LAN is something that hardly anyone can say. And so far, we've had 3 different winners. Soka, map number 1, Biffle, map number 2, and Braxton taking map number 3.
Look, I gotta give a shout out to TBE as well. They stayed alive as long as possible. They had a fantastic map. They grabbed a massive multiplier. Tommy had 11 or 12 eliminations by himself. They're back. The question is, where are they on that leaderboard? Braxton, the same. Where are you? You could have a fantastic 3rd map, but if you don't have a 1st, you don't have a 2nd, you're dropping some goose eggs, you're dropping some 5-point games. It's not gonna be enough to maybe earn your way to some money, but not earn your way to $100,000 at the top of this leaderboard.
Especially during map number 1, we were looking to see what that first team eliminated from our entire global land would be. I was not expecting Frankie to give TBE the coveted wooden spoon, and you can tell Tommy didn't really like it because now they're answering back, and honestly, if you're not gonna get that 2x multiplier, that empathy, and Braxton were able to get for the map win, a 1.8 is still pretty good. But let's go ahead and take a look at that HyperX victory moment.
This moment, Tiff, and as Tommy with the pistol in hand, doing everything he can. This is the flare meta that we're in, right? Of course, you've got the 3-2-1 meta with the signals, but when you've got flares in the in-game, for a moment, you have a bit of reprieve flying up into the sky, but the question is, can you land on weapons? This is a key moment looking back at this victory. Braxton was able to find not only a Lockman sub, but also a signal. Gets a couple shots down lane, and guess who's alive to back him up? It's Finessing. Tommy cleaned up by Finessing from distance to keep Brax alive. Down, but not out. Finessing alive, they clean up the victory. Very well done to think on their feet. Sure, they played the last circle well, but thinking on their feet at the end was what won them that victory.
Not only were they able to find weapons, but it's Braxton who comes back in, lands on the mobile buy station, gets himself a Lockman SMG, a Signal 50, and a buyback to bring his team in. So now I know that Frankie is on the floor looking to talk to them, and I'm curious to hear what Braxton and co have to say.
So am I, Tiff, because that final fight was absolutely electrifying. Braxton, you actually managed to take the victory with all 3 of you alive, which was a miracle considering the chaos. Talk to me about how you managed to take the victory.
Yeah, so we got building control. We knew we were going to hold the building. We knew we had a good zone pull. So I basically told my boys, you know, stay true, stay home, stay in our building. And once we saw that zone pull farther to that portable buy, I knew we had won the game pretty much because we had the best rotation, and I ended up getting knocked and got flared back, and I was pinging for my teammates, and they held it down, got big kills, and that's how we got the win.
The flares were flying from all of the teams, and when that is happening, are you noticing the other teams around you also using their flares?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people coming back, but a lot of free kills for us.
A lot of free kills, is that what you call the kill on Tommy?
Yeah.
The Brits offering up the free kill. That's where we're going wrong, Europe, I think, because North America, they are doing incredibly well at the moment. Finesse, how are you enjoying the spirit of LAN?
It's really good. I'm a little nervous, but it's really good. We just got to focus. Second half of the tourney, the job's not finished yet.
Do you think that your focus was much better going into that map?
Of course. I put a lot of trust into my IGL Brax. If he says to rotate, we rotate.
And Braxton, that's lovely words for you, but have you got any nice words for your teammates? Because clearly you're pulling things together here in London.
I mean, I've been playing with them forever. I've known them forever. They got trust in me. I got trust in them. No one I'd rather play with. They're the best in the world.
And why is North America looking like the best in the world right now?
Because EU sucks.
Oh, London! Braxton saying EU sucks. Are you going to let him get away with that? What do we think of Europe, London? I think we got some fans in the audience, although to be honest, London, I think we need to work on it. We're going to head back to the desk, but Braxton, congratulations on the victory.
I heard a lot of boos, but I heard one scream from like somewhere over on the right side. So I was like, here we go. There's somebody out there for NA. Well, NA is looking good. 3 games, 3 different winners. And Brax, for the first time, gets up on the leaderboard super high. Well done. So game 3, a lot to take away from that. First, I'm going to you, Dandro. We discussed StuKX landing StuKX leading the way for EU as a whole. A team that we didn't necessarily cover too heavily in the beginning.
No, I mean, we did cover a lot of them at the top, but this is kind of one of those Europe squads that on the back end, you know, I mean, sure, there's like the best of the best, but there's sort of the teams that we want to keep on there. But, you know, the one thing I really like is that I'm like seeing them come online. We saw Brax come online. We're starting to see some of these other Europe teams come online. And I'd be curious, Enigma, you're kind of my EU guy. You were hyping them up. You were getting excited while we were watching that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting Team StuKX to be the leading line for Europe. I mean, a couple of our star players aren't performing right now, but the one thing about this Team StuKX squad, they average placing 16th throughout stage 1 and 2, average kills 43rd. But one thing is that they are just here to enjoy themselves, and they certainly are doing today. Some of the interviews I had with them in stage 1 and 2, they were talking about how some of them, they set their roles. One of them is the low amateur that just carries the equipment and plays, while the other two slay out. It is indeed that squad. So yeah, I wasn't expecting them to put up today for Europe, but they are doing that, nearly take a map win there. Right. We have got off to a slow start in Europe, but we're getting better.
Getting better and better, and speaking of which, let's keep that narrative going. TBE recovers game 2, and even better game 3, Dandro.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they do not do what they want in map number 1, right? They go out there, the first team here, it's global land. You don't want that to happen. You need one of these resurging moments to get you back in the game, and that's what happens map number 2, right? You win this critical fight against Huskers and Zidongi, and then you're back in it. And map number 3, well, they just play it all the way to the end. They had high ground, they had positioning. I think they just got a little unlucky with the zone pull. Tommy tries his best, but that's still a really good map 3 out of them to jump up the leaderboard.
Very good map number 3. I go to you, Dream, as we pull up our winner player card, right? Brax, of course, winning there with empathy and finesse, and the first time we really see them shine, and shine they did. A lot of credit given to Brax's to IGL.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy because Tiff was like, yo, on top, like, some of those players, man, I think they had like 9 in stage 2. It's crazy, but recovery from them is absolutely crazy. But one thing that I wanted to point out was how a lot of players were disengaging and re-engaging. I mean, the fact that, like, Sage was able to stay alive for so long, that was the craziest engagement that I've ever seen. But, I mean, with Brax, Finesse, and Empathy, this is actually an interesting squad, and of course, players that have been around for a while, wanting to be here to make a name for themselves. Right. But Finesse actually used to play with Invader and Hunt Cities, right? So making a roster change, being able to take that map right there.
That's right.
Putting in them a good spot.
And 20 eliminations, that's the lowest when it comes to map 1 and map 2 and map 3 winners, but a victory nonetheless, and 40 points going their way with the 2. It's still a lot, right? And it puts them up there within conversation, maybe even top 5. We'll see when we come back. But we are going to take a bit of a break. 3 games down, the halfway point has been reached. Therefore, we're going to take a break. When we come back, your halftime show will start.
Get free games and in-game content with Prime Gaming. Visit gaming.amazon.com and link your accounts. HyperX is the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. The World Series of Warzone Global Final is here, and so is the Solo YOLO pack. Drop into the game with the essentials, including the Red Mist XMR blueprint, the Solo YOLO Chimera blueprint, animated calling cards, emblems, and more. The pack is available using COD points. Visit the in-game store now.
Hello, I'm Frankie Ward, London resident and the stage host here at the World Series of Warzone 2023 Grand Final. And I'm so excited to have one of those Grand Finalists with us now. Smixy is joining. Hello. Welcome to Europe. This is the first time you've been on this side of the world.
Yes, it is.
I think there are a few people who are really looking forward to seeing you perform on stage as well.
Hope so.
Definitely, I know so.
No, you guys did not make a video.
You're out there to...
Oh no, I'm gonna cry. Stop. I'm always so emotional. I'm already gonna cry. Okay. Whew.
Yo, Smix, congrats on making it to London again. You absolutely deserve to be there. You have been killing it all year, and we're so proud of you. No matter what, make sure you go out there and show the boys what's up.
Hi Smix, it's Kins here. I just want to say congratulations on London. You've been killing it all year and kill it in London. Good luck.
Hello, just wanted to stop by and tell you that I'm so proud of you, Smixy, and I cannot wait to watch you and your teammates go crazy on the main stage. Good luck.
What's it like knowing that there are so many people who want to see you do well in London?
It's awesome, honestly. I feel very grateful and excited to be here. So the fact that there's so many people rooting for me is very nice.
I don't think there's any doubt that you have the respect of your peers. We've seen messages from some of your friends, and I think they're your fans as well. How do you feel knowing that you are representing other Warzone streamers and competitors like yourself?
I wish that there was more women here with me today. Honestly, I wish the room was filled with women, but I'm just gonna try my best. All I've ever wanted was to prove that women are just equally as good as men in games, so we'll see what I can do.
Yeah, anything you'd like to say before we let you go compete?
Thank you for having us. Thank you for hosting this. This is awesome. I'm super excited to compete in World Series of Warzone. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the stage.
Watch out for Team Smixy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she's going to take you out.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Series of Warzone Global Finals presented by Prime Gaming here in beautiful London, England at the Copper Box Arena, which has been great. You all out there have truly been wonderful. Normally, I'm just looking at you as Twitch names, but today I get to match you all with faces. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, your host for today, joined by Dream Crazy, Enigma, and Dandro, and today has been truly electric. With all of our games, or excuse me, 3 games done, we're now at our halfway point. But don't you worry, 3 more games, including Solo YOLO, still to come your way. Also coming your way, COD Next, right? COD Next is going to be coming through October 5th, and it's going to be a great event. Modern Warfare 3 is arriving on November 10th, and we wanted to call out a couple of big moments you should know about over the next month. First of all, make sure to tune in to Call of Duty Next on October 5th, which will be the premier showcase event for Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, Call of Duty Warzone, and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Get your first look at Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer and what's next for Call of Duty Warzone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile with live gameplay from your favorite creators. Additionally, get inside information about these games directly from the studio teams making them. Also, tune in to Next to get additional details on zombies coming to Modern Warfare 3. Then be one of the first to get hands-on with multiplayer in the Modern Warfare 3 Open Beta, which kicks off soon after the next event. Pre-order on PlayStation and get early access to the Open Beta starting October 6th, and pre-order on Xbox or PC and get early access starting on October 12th. Hey, it's good. It's going to be a great event. A lot going down whenever it comes to COD Next. I can't wait to get it started, and we'll see what's going to be taking place. Because hey, always good to get those little sneak peeks, right, Dream?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not to mention, we have that sneak teaser of it being Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps. So that's kind of where I was born at. I'm excited to play it. I was already looking for my beta code. I was like, man, is there one laying around? But I'm super excited. I cannot wait to get my hands on it.
That's right. First female Call of Duty professional. Don't
Pre-franchise.
Pre-franchise, but don't think I forgot, all right? You were the GOAT. I was casting over you way back in the day. Well, that's 3 games done, and we need to check out our standings, okay? And Dandra, you haven't had a chance to cap it, so let's go ahead and recap it. How we looking?
All right, hey, we're halftime point. Let's go ahead, and unsurprising to anybody, it is Biffle at the top. We have 63 eliminations, 102.6 points total, but I gotta give a huge shout out to Team StuKex. After that map number 3, they have leapfrogged their way to second above Team Hisoka on third. So I'm looking at a couple of those squads. TBE though, with that map number 3, also jumping up to 5th. So a couple of big teams coming up here at Enigma. Who else are we looking at?
Well, I mean, I think overall, I'm actually taking a quick look at that Team Zach squad there, coming in from the European side to the French lineup, and they're giving us a bit extra when it comes to the performance that we're needing out of the European teams right now. We've got 3 teams in that top 10. I was hoping to see 4 or so, so we're doing not as bad as I thought we were. Hopefully build up more throughout the afternoon to see our superstars such as our FIFA kills and our Jukis come on through and see them rise to that leaderboard.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, I'm looking at Aiden, I'm looking at Huskers, I'm looking at Savvy Ultras, like top players that obviously previous Warzones have been in that top spot, previous winners, and of course Aiden Huskers and rated winning World Series of Warzone 2021. So being in that spot, I expect to see them maybe make a huge jump up.
Yeah, huge jump up indeed. Team Swag there. Of course, Super Evan Z Colors. You know, Super Evan, a great human being in general, but a fierce competitor. He's excited to be here. And, you know, being down there, at least top 20, that's okay. Still time to recover, right? 3 more games to go. Only 3 games down. And we have already seen some recoveries. TBE being the biggest talking point, but Diaz Biffle being in first by about 30 points is a tremendous talking point, right? Because he comes off the back of a huge tournament, 5 total weeks that he played in. He wins 4 out of the 5 weeks, second place week number 5, and now he's here in first place. The man is absolutely on fire. But let's take a step back in time and go to map number 1. And Dandro, this is where we started the day, right? It was a big, big moment off the rip. Azen, keyboard and mouse player, going against Heeds, or excuse me, with Heeds and Gromalog, loses 1 player, but gets first squad wipe on TBE.
Dude, for it being the map 1 of Global Finals, this was so aggressive. I thought everybody was going to be shaking in their boots. I thought they were just going to be sticks in the mud, not moving. We're seeing teams get aggro. I'm watching Team eBay from land bay and rotate all the way across the map into Rohan. I mean, players are just here to play, and I love just how unafraid some of these teams were to take these early fights.
Yeah, seriously, I'm being unafraid. I mean, Enigma, that's the way of a competitor. You've got to come in here. You can't be shaking in your boots. No shaky hand syndrome here. You got to be going for it.
No, absolutely. I spoke to Hisoka actually at the Jukis and Benny Central World Series of Warzone warm-up event just last week, 10 days ago-ish. And the thing is, he was super locked in to the point where he's flown over early in order to get himself set up on the correct settings and so on to make sure he is spot on the day. And if you want to check to see just how locked in him and his teammates are, go back and watch the winning clip. As the gas mask comes in, Skullface's face cam shows him actually trying to do the movement to put the face mask on himself. So that squad are ready to go today and are putting on a show.
Final moments coming up here, Dream, and it was a pretty good hold from Hisoka and Co. standing up top.
Yeah, and essentially that was Breadman and Jowo and Limax's position that they were fighting for early, because in Rowan, the way that it rotated out from the buildings, it did rotate in that more open space, and that was the only building that could potentially take the win. And of course, fighting for it, it was Hisoka, it was Skullface, able to dominate right there and able to take it.
That's right, dominating, taking it, and a goated interview, by the way, which we expect from Hisoka. Yeah. That was a 21 elimination game. Well done from them. You see Hisoka in those final moments. Skullface obviously on your screen, and he's pumped up. He knows what's taking place. place. He was sniping people out of the air with the Signal 50, and he held that rooftop like his life depended on it, and quite honestly, it honestly did. I mean, and they were able to take that victory, and 21. That puts them up right at least within the top 5, which is a big deal, and they're looking to take it all. Top 3 right now, in fact, 3rd place for Hisoka and Co. So they set the pace. They let EU know we're here, we're on your home turf, and we don't care, Dandro.
I mean, top the teams here are NA off these first 3 maps, right? I mean, I don't want to say I said so, but we still have 3 more maps. I'll give you some credit. We got 3 more maps to go through. We're seeing some of the EU squads are starting to heat up, so I'm definitely looking forward to see, you know, what the back half of this map set looks like.
Hey, but top 4, global expansion team, right? In Mexico,
that's right.
They've been doing and holding their own, and even this map number 2, they took 2nd Enigma.
They did indeed. So you see in those teams step up again, about proving themselves, about showing that when they're in a fair environment, when the stakes are even, they are able to take part and play. So they did a great job representing their region. And that's a lot of pressure, by the way. You've got an entire region on your back. This is not just about, you know, we're talking Italian teams, French teams, Spanish teams, whatever. That's individual countries, and they've all spoken about what they want to do. They're bringing it for an entire region.
Anybody's region indeed, and any region can win today. But overall, Smixy even showing herself there, which is great to see. But game two really came down to that big in-game. Diaz Biffle really showing what he was made of, Dandro.
I mean, it's Biffle, Sage, and of course Shifty, right? I mean, we're not surprised about that. They have these amazing endgame plays with the flares. They're able to get the team back, and they're able to clutch up the map.
Yeah, as said, when I spoke to Repulse yesterday about the way this team works, they fixed so many of the problems that they had. When they came together as a trio, everyone looked at it and thought, those are 3 superstar Slayers, that's not going to work. And sure enough, it was very inconsistent. They managed to sit down and talk together, which is something that top teams often struggle with, figure out the little kinks, and now they're fantastic teammates. And, well, I mean, delivering here when we come to our World Series Warzone Global Finals.
Yeah, and a lot of people would question that, right? Because stage 1, with Shifty especially, or excuse me, with Clamp, they got 10th, right? They replace Clamp, they get Shifty in, and then they get 11th. And people were like, you guys didn't do any better. But then it's like, hello, they needed to build up that chemistry. They built up that chemistry, and then since then, the last 3 weeks, just been dominating every tournament.
That's right, been dominating indeed. This was a massive game, 24 eliminations to outdo Hisoka and Co from game number 1, which was 21 eliminations. So that put them in first place, and they really haven't slowed down since. After game 2, they set the pace, but then we headed into map number 3. And map 3 had a lot of exciting moments and some big plays as a whole. But I think the big talking point of Enigma was Stukas, who came in and leading the way for EU.
Yeah, absolutely. We, as we've said, Europe, we got off to a slow start. I fully believe in the boys to bounce back throughout maps 4, 5, and 6. We are on home turf. We have the home crowd. We cannot disappoint in the copper box. But when it comes to Stukas, Benzi, and Cole, we didn't expect to see them leading the line, but I will take that all day. They're here to enjoy themselves, to having a fantastic time, and all they want to do is show that they deserve a little bit more respect, and they should well get it after that map 3.
That's right, in map 3, a big talking point for TBE. They recovered in map 2, we highlighted that, but then in map 3, Dandro, they looked even stronger.
Yeah, I mean, they played it really well. They make this read on where the zone is pulling. They have the high ground up on top of this building. You can see from their POV, they're just looking down at the rest of the lobby, but an unfortunate zone pull pulls them off of that building, and unfortunately, they just get caught, right? Tommy tries his best to try and stay alive, but that zone pull, you got Team Brax, who's able to read it perfectly, and they come out on top. Brax kind of throws his life away, so that way Vanessa can be there for the cleanup, and that really leads them to be able to take the map.
Can I just point out, though, at least, if you notice, FIFA Kill was alive on the other side, just lamping, waiting. So at least we did have some type of, bounce back for the EU region. So I didn't put that out there anymore.
Hey, I'm telling you, our superstars will step up. I have no doubts.
Yes.
I spoke about it at the start. There's a lot of pressure on the European teams to deliver, and it makes diamonds or it bursts pipes. But some of these guys have already turned into diamonds in the past, and they will shine this afternoon, I guarantee it.
That's right, 20 eliminations. Not the highest we've seen, but 20 is still great. That's taking first place, 2x multiplier, 40 points. And for Brax, Finesse, and Co, that is a big game for them to have. Now, how will they stand after 3 more games? games, well, we have yet to see. But either for them, it was great to see a fresh face starting to rise up. And like I said, familiar. Again, going back to first place, Diaz Biffle is like not the biggest surprise to me, right? But I mean, just he's so incredible, and he is just truly rose up to the occasion from the previous weeks now to World Series of Warzone Global Finals. This guy's on fire.
Yeah, I think that one of the things is that there was a lot of stuff on the timeline, right, about who is in the best form going into this World Series. And one of the names that was regularly missing actually was going to be Biffle and co.
Yeah.
They were kind of not included in people's top fives, but the form that they've shown throughout these last couple of weeks, they really have given themselves every right to be considered contenders. And again, they had some inconsistencies in the past. They've managed to fix it now. Realistically, looking back, we probably should have expected this.
Probably should have, and honestly, it was a team that I did want to highlight, but we had to highlight 9, and 9 is what we got. But Diaz Biffle was always in my mind, okay? But now transferring right from the trio now to solo YOLO, which is going to be taking place after our 6 games. 1 game to win it all, 150 players, and 1 person walks away with $100,000. Last year was incredible. This year's going to be even better, I'm sure of it. But this is the thing, right? There's a lot of players who could win, all right? And anybody can make a prediction as to who might win it, okay? I'm not necessarily asking you who's going to take it, who's going to win it, but we do have this special thing, right, where we put 150 players on 1 wheel. And Dandro, you were actually the guy who came up with this, so I'm going to let you lead this segment.
So if you happen to miss the LCQ, right, we talked a lot about some of the teams that were going to be winning that wild card map. And it gave me this idea of, well, why don't we put all the teams on a wheel? So we thought for the solo YOLO, let's just do the same thing. We have this giant wheel with all 150 of our players' names on it, and we're just going to spin it because this is about as good as us trying to make an estimated guess on who's winning. I'm going with the RNG. I'm leaving it up to the universe on who is taking home the solo YOLO, and it's landing on DJ Moss. And you know what, Reflections? This would actually be maybe my pick if I was actually picking a player. DJ's been a long-time player. He's my homie, and that guy can play like an absolute rat.
Hey, you know what MJ said, like, and I took that personally. Juki's was right below that, and Juki's like, nah, hold up. I'm winning. Okay, I'm coming in. I'm going to do even better. But, like, Tommy, you got just so many great players. From what I'm hearing, though, DJ Moss, he might be one of the winners, but let's at least, you know, collectively see how or who else is going to win. Let's spin the wheel one more time and see who's going to win the second go-around. Dandro.
All right, here we go. Let's get ready to spin it. It's coming on through. Let's get some hype in the building, London, for who is going to be winning the solo YOLO. Someone's taking home $100,000. That's a lot of money, man.
A lot of money, man. European. Begging for a European. Come on.
Oh, come on. Well, we tried.
Bit greedy, isn't
He doesn't need it. He's leading the way. His team
greedy. Like, he's first place already, and now he's looking to win solo YOLO. Why not take it all, though, Enigma?
This is rigged. This is, you know.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm not happy right now.
Now you're going to get everybody acting wild, and you're coming at us, all right? We don't have any control of the magical wheel. Okay, you think it's rigged, Enigma? Well, then take spin number 3.
Oh, I get to take the honor. Thank you very much. I will indeed spin the wheel for the 3rd time, praying that Europe managed to win something this afternoon. I have said that 4, 5, and 6. I expect them to bounce back, but it's been a rough afternoon. So please do spin the wheel. Please do give me a European champion for our solo
Come on, Breadman.
YOLO.
I don't think you guys notice. I just keep saying, come on, Breadman. I've voted him for every year. Come on, Breadman.
Oh, okay.
6 figures up for grabs. Come on.
Well,
you tried.
You tried.
You know what? I quit.
Not rigged. Not rigged because we gave you a chance. That's 3 down. So Desmond, DJ Moss, as well as Biffle. Like I said, Biffle getting greedy. But there's honestly, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. The guy's absolutely insane and incredible. Well, there it is. We spun the wheel 3 times. If you want to put in the effort, I don't know, and add 150 players to your own wheel, make your own prediction, might as well go for it. But hey, we have Frankie, and this is special to me because I had a chance to do this event myself with the Code Bowl champions of last year.
Thank you very much, Reflections. Yeah, we are kind of struggling here as Europeans on the World Series of Warzone. But back at the Call of Duty Endowment Bowl last December, Europe came out on top because the RAF Reapers and Matty here especially were able to slay the competition. Tell me what it was like to represent the UK.
It was all down to the last game. It was very tense towards the end. But we managed in the end to clutch the win. I think it was only by 3 points, so it's relatively difficult, but we got there in the end.
Do you think your military training helps that focus in game?
In some respects. Communication.
It's always key with every esport. How long have you been playing Call of Duty?
Quite a while, probably 5 years or so.
And so the RAF, they're saying we're putting out trials for an esports team, and you're like, I'm right in there.
Say again, sorry?
So the RAF, they said we're putting together an esports team. We're going to send you out to represent us in Call of Duty, and you were like, sign me up.
And exactly that. I was like, yeah, sign me up. I'll play.
Was there stiff competition for the spot in the RAF team?
In the RAF, yes. However, the other services, you know, were the best, so.
What is it about the Royal Air Force that makes it the best?
We just have a better skill set, I think.
Tell me about your skill set.
Our communication's better, our gun skill's better, everything's better, especially than the Army.
You know what? I might send you in to go and talk to our European teams and maybe give them a bit of a pep talk, teach them all about communication. But I know that you also have to focus on yourself and your team at the moment because you're actually going back to the next Code Ball in a couple of weeks' time. How's the team feeling about the competition this time round?
We feel pretty strongly at the moment. Yeah, we feel confident in our own skill set, but we'll see on the day.
And you good at team talk? Can you pep talk maybe some of the players on LAN here today?
I had a little chat with LiVIng before the break, so hopefully he starts performing a little better.
Oh, okay. And what did you say to him?
Stop landing with Team Biffle.
You know what? I probably would have given him that advice myself. No one should be landing with Team Biffle right now. Matty, thank you so much. Thank you for representing the UK so well at the Call of Duty Endowment Bowl, and good luck at the next one. We are going to head back to the desk.
Well, there it is, Royal Air Force taking everybody by surprise during that event. Literally came down to last map and saying the Army, it was by the way, that was a dig at me. I'm Army, and he was like, hey, we're better than Army. I don't know, but maybe this year in Code Bowl, we'll see what you got. Hey, we got game number 4 ready to go. Go, Dandro, take it away. Spider Tiff.
Gosh, it's okay. Dandro's handling down on the desk. We got Spider Tiff here. And Frankie, what a beautiful interview there. You heard it there. Louis CM, do not land on Biffle, because Biffle's team right now coming into the second half of our World Series of Warzone Global Finals into map number 4 on 63 eliminations, Gosh.
Yeah, they are dominating, and they're starting in Hydro, right? So when you have a zone that lands in circles around Hydro, they don't even have to leave. They just slay out the entire lobby and then hang out and wait for in-game. So, hey, it paid off once. We'll see if it pays off again. Let's head in to the second half of the World Series of Warzone Global Finals. Map 4 is here, Tiff. I am super excited to see if maybe Braxton will be the first team to go back-to-back in map wins.
That's right. We've had 3 different winners in our 3 different maps thus far, but even then, Biffle's team is averaging 34.2 points per game, Goj, but it's okay because our 150 players, they're locked, they're loaded, and they're ready to throw it all on the line here at the Global Finals.
All right, London, one more chance. Get loud for the second half of the World Series of Warzone. Tiff, map 4 is here. Had a chance to talk to Empathy on Braxton's team right before this. Said he's known Braxton for about a year and a half now, and he DM'd him out of the blue, begging him to team with him, swearing that they could be one of the best teams in the world. A chance to go back-to-back here and prove that. And guess what? Guess who's fighting at the very beginning of the game, Tiff? Neither team relenting. Who's going to come out this time around? It looks like DBZ, a full team wipe. Send them to the gulag. DBZ, they need to move different. They are not in the money currently.
We're talking all about EU versus NA. Well, the contested airport is just that. And so far, Clutch, Belk, Z-Laner, and Destroy have been able to win this contest each and every time. And that was even even more atrocious than the last because half of them didn't even get to pick up a weapon. It was just starter pistols, but Rated, Aiden, and Adrian, the young gun that has joined up, now known as the Cheddar Brothers. And Aiden himself, I believe his nickname that they told me in the interview was Buddy McBuster. So Buddy McBuster has entered Village.
Buddy McBuster, I'll use that one later. Hey, there's Meeks and Santify. They had a great showing in the World Series of Warzone qualifiers leading up to today. So far, not great, but we still have an entire second half of the World Series of Warzone to play. Lovey says he's got the best beard in the game. The question is, does he have the best grenade? Needs to find a knock. Playing low ground's gonna be tough. Looking for another angle. They've lost Reader already, and they've lost Authorized. Lovey in trouble. No, sirree. Bob Meeks on top. Reader in the gulag.
Reader in the gulag indeed, and I did see Aizen in the gulag as well. He was going up against Team Smixy, so Rohan must have been a little bit of turbulence for them because they found themselves early on in the gulag. But Savvy Ultra's back again here at Observatory, collecting cash up, hitting the buy station, trying to get their quick loadout in game to make sure that they can get aggressive. You can see squad number 39 just on the distance, closing up on them, but they're going to be underneath, so no real issue just yet. But Blade trying to get a line of sight, maybe he can get an early pick.
Yeah, we're definitely picking up on some patterns here from a lot of these teams. Of course, they have favorite drop spots. When you have a fairly central zone, you can land in whatever spot on the map that you would like. And it looks like our Asia team, the team that dominated the Asia regional expansion qualifiers, they've been hanging out here in Observatory, but they've been going underground to rotate out nearly every single time. They do not want to risk their life. And we always talk about the high risk, high reward play style that maybe a DBZ is playing. And some of these other teams, they're worried about staying alive. So that's what our Asia team is doing. We'll see if they're able to find some eliminations and continue to move up this leaderboard as well. A hometown favorite and a shed expert, FIFA Kill, finding a bit of fire, but looking to take down Diegosaurus.
Diegosaur from the back does go down. Abwiz on the low ground. Reaper trying to cover fire. As you can see, Laga just getting into the mix, but Oki, FIFA, and Abwiz able to swarm. And unfortunately, Reaper is just able to plate back up and overlook his teammate while Oki peppers from afar. Now the issue of this is if I'm Reaper on the rooftop, I'm getting out of dodge, I'm playing my life, but you can already see that FIFA closed the gap and is able to wipe the entire team. To the gulag you go.
A huge take early game. FIFA Kill's team really needs to start moving up this leaderboard quickly. All of a sudden, we're going to be taking a look at that leaderboard. Not only who's near the top in the top 3 spots, but it's top 25 walking away with any cash today. You get 26, you're walking away with $0 to your name, unless of course you win that solo YOLO in the 7th map. Of course, it's all going to be on your own back, as it is solos. It's called solo YOLO for a reason. We've had a modicum of different winners in the past, Tiff, and could be anyone's game. We saw that wheel being spun, trying to get some predictions. Intex not leaving anything up to chance, though. Quickly cleans up Gooey. Teammates on the move.
Oh, Tex. I've seen him hit a crazy shots throughout Warzone competition history. Able to stow a flare for later should they need it, but Team eBay going big, taking out Team Jowo, and Elo finds a little bit of distance here. Champion close the distance, CZR goes down. Elo able to grab that, just going through, cleaning it up, and now adding some eliminations to them. But I keep an eye on this. StuKX and Hisoka, they've been going back and forth in that top 3 positioning, and honestly, they're doing incredibly well here, averaging 24.1 points per game. But let's toss it on over to Frankie, who's got Smixy on deck.
Thank you very much, Tiff. These interviews are sometimes very hard to do because obviously the team wants to focus and get back into the next game. Smixy, tell me how your day is going so far, because I know the last map has not been great for you.
Yeah, no, we're definitely struggling, but you know what? The last 3 games we weren't playing as a team, and then we just lost our initial gunfight in this map, so it is what it is. All we can do is do that in the next 2.
Do you think you can spend the time now focusing on how you can rebuild as a team?
Yeah, we've been discussing, but you know, if we don't win our initial fight, then there's not much that we can do.
Why do you think you're losing that initial fight? Is it always the same team that you're dropping with?
No, we've been getting contested by different teams, so we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Well, I'll let you guys get back into focusing on your opponents, and we'll head back into the game.
Well, Tiff, that was a good, interesting interview because, well, sometimes when you take those early fights, they don't go your way, and we've seen it happen time and time again, not only with a team like Smixy, but also TBE at the very beginning of the game. Now, TBE has bettered themselves, though. They had a massive last couple maps, and you can see a fight going on screen. Echo finding his first elimination, but it gets revenge from his teammate. TBE is inside the top 5 after a nearly dropped map at the very beginning. Be interested to see where they fall at the end of the 4th.
That just goes to show you how it just takes one game to turn the tides. Second in map number 2 and already breaking into the top 5, but it's this team on your screen that has been, lo and behold, the front runners of the entire global finals seal at World Series of Warzone so far at 109.4 points, well into game number 4, and they're going to continue on that momentum. Shifty, Sage, and Biffle, the titans here of the lobby.
Nice aerial view of Shucks. There was a couple teams out there that said they needed to watch out for Shucks, and a couple teams that said, well, if I see Shucks, I'm sending Shucks. So some difference in opinion on skill level, but everyone has something to prove here, Tiff. Taking a look back, I would love to see Juki's really has had a tough tournament thus far. I was looking back at the leaderboard. I think they're outside of the money currently, and it's not all that close. They've been contested off drop, and seemingly things aren't going their way. They need to get a move on, and they need to get a move on now. Juki's, Vision, Lennon, a chance to go big here. They need a monster map to climb back into the running.
Lennon found himself in the gulag, and it looks like Vision's gonna join him. Juki's last on Al Mazrah for the squad, and they have the high ground sway, but they're gonna be able to push the issue. Invader doubles down and completely stack onto Juki's. That is a full squad wipe to the gulag, and you heard Smixy in that interview that Frankie just had with her, how tough it is to go to the gulag early. One bullet can make the difference. Now checking in with Aiden over here at Observatory.
Well, every team did a ton of research, which means every team knows that Savvy Ultras and Blade are gonna be at Observatory. There go Blade, and the entire team is wiped. I think they're out of this map. Unfortunate circumstances, and when you can't pivot off your initial landing spot, maybe you haven't tried something new and things aren't going your way, you only have a couple more maps to go. You've got to make a move now. I would love to see where StukeX is. We got to show the EU folks here in London some love, and they've been playing fantastic all day today, currently situated in 3rd place, just right behind Hisoka. StukeX has been going big today. I'd love to see what they're doing and what's setting them apart from the rest of the EU competitors.
Yeah, they've been really solid. StukeX out of Germany, Boogs and Benzi both from the UK. I mean, look, they've transferred the leadership on that squad pre-stage 1, pre-stage 2. At this point, StukeX is the brain behind that squad. They only thought they would get maybe top 10, top 15, and they are nestled into a top 3 position as we work our way through the rooftops with Z colors on your screen with Team Swag.
They get Stuo, Inxian, and Padzuka on the other side. They're actually picking up the rotation. They found Super Evan on rotation. Find him off the top of the building. Swag's down as well. Color's in trouble. Color's last alive for his team. It's Inxian, it's Stuo, it's Padzuka going massive. Looks like they were able to answer back on 1, but they are able to get the cleanup. Still a 2v1, and Almond's right around the corner to potentially pick up a 3rd. This could be massive for Stuo and Inxian. Hey, I know there's a lot of people watching at home that have never seen Inxian's face, and he's showing face today. Full wipe on Team Swag.
Z Colors was just trying to get out of that engagement. He didn't have any smokes to cover for his rotation out, and you can just see as soon as they swarm, but Super Evan was able to win his gulag, and you can see we're hitting the rotation with Team StukeX, but Empathy, Finessin, and Braxton, your former Map 3 winners, taking on the Titans of Aiden, Rated, and the young gun Adrian. You know, we were talking about nicknames earlier. Well, you know, Adrian's is Little A, dubbed by Rated. It's kind of cute, but he is that young up-and-comer, just turned 18, finally able to be one of the first major competitions here from Activision, because that's just how it is. He moved and wanted to compete, and they are throwing it down here.
Yeah, totally agree. Somebody that's continuing to prove that his name and the kind of reputation that follows him is true to form. They've got an opportunity to do here at map 4. They got to win this gunfight. It's going to be tough. Let's take a look at the map. And again, if you want to take a look at the map, go head over to the Call of Duty Echo channel on Twitch. You can see this at all times. You can see where our zone is pulling to. Well, Tiff, it's probably going to be the marshlands or just outside of Al Sharim Pass. I'm excited to see what happens as the teams coming out of Observatory have a little bit of a moment of reprieve to fight each other and see who the last team standing will be in Observatory before the next zone pulls.
Well, then where Aiden and co are is going to be absolutely solid to rack up a ton of eliminations, holding Marshlands hostage. But I'm keeping my eyes on the teams that are rotating out of that southeastern side. Team Echo and Tomsterbaum are going to have a really tough rotation. But so long as Aiden and Rated can hold this tight, you can even see Empathy and Braxton, they have the same idea. If they can just lay the land, take space here, even Azen going out early on to DBZ at Airport have made a nice regain because they went up against Smixy and the Gulag and mostly won theirs.
Yeah, I was about to ask if we could take a look at this because it's our top two teams fighting. Mayapo, Skullface on the other side of Sage, Biffle, Shifty. They've already gotten their better of their opponents once. The question is, can they do it again? Shifty needs to go big here against Mayapo. A fantastic place, grenade to break plays. Mayapo had to back off. You don't hit that nade, Mayapo grabs a knock on Shifty.
Sage is down, but does have a self-res. You can see that Shifty is able to tap him. Basically, what that'll happen is they'll be able to preserve it, but look what that does. It gives Hisoka time to get a pick onto Biffle and send him into the Gulag. We knew Mayapo from Team Soka was on the rooftop. A man of few words lets his gun do the talking, but Shifty able to navigate the fence line, just looking for an opening. He spots Soka, but not able to connect just yet. The former teammate looking to take Shifty down.
Sage is gone as well because of a third party from Desmond, Nico Infinite, and of course Crowder. They've got to get involved. They're lingering on the edge of the money. They're a fantastic team on rotations, but they need eliminations, and they found a third party to get one pick. You get a couple here, there, the next zone, and the next. All of a sudden, you're looking up and you're closing in on double-digit eliminations. Mayapo in the Gulag, and it's against Biffle, Tiff! This is huge, and Biffle wins it! Biffle wants the 1v1 against Mayapo, and this time proves Mayapo wrong. Biffle wins the Gulag.
Hey, you heard Mayapo talking about the 1v1s that he likes to take. Well, he lost it straight to Biffle. That nade forced him out of cover and straight into Biffle's weapon. But you can see we're looking on the flare. We've got smokes in the distance now. Hisoka has taken to the roof, but Sage, can he take down FIFA in the Gulag? Lethal's going out, snapshots not connecting. He's got the Molotov in hand, throws it immediately where he thinks FIFA is, but FIFA gets the opening shots.
Plays the wrap. FIFA should know where he is. FIFA rotating in kind. The crowd is starting to cheer FIFA's name, but time is running out.
Skynade.
The Skynade hits. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run around this stadium. FIFA on flag here shortly, pushes the fight. No! Sage answers back and wins it. And the five-person NA crowd over to my right goes crazy.
The entire crowd primarily being from EU here to support them, but for those who have traveled across the pond to support their North American teams flying out. But here's the deal, Aiden and Rated have maintained the positioning here at Marshlands. It's giving them that overview. You can see in the distance, Team Echo has still gone into zone, but they're relatively split on that northern river across from Marshlands. But this is what I was worried about. We knew it was a 3-2-1 meta with the Signal 50, and Adrian has it in hand, keeping an eye out. We got a crack already. Castillo, you got to be worried.
Yeah, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Aiden, Rated, and Adrian. I did spy Azen down below. I think it was Gromalok somehow stabilizing after the DBZ encounter. Got a moment of reprieve here before the chaos ensues of all the teams trying to rotate in, and Tiff, we might finally see some water zones. We might finally see some F-Tac sieges. I know Skullface had pulled one out earlier to prepare for it, but it stayed on land. This time around, I have a feeling we're gonna see something crazy underwater.
When our players make that F-Tac Siege loadout, they come up with such cunning names. I think Z-Smith himself called it like the shark catcher or something, like my shark loadout, so you can just get into the water. And that makes such a big difference, because if you don't have that F-Tac Siege in hand, you will not be able to fire underwater. But Mayapo back in to join Skullface and Soka. A nice buyback or a flare. Let's jump into a listen and check out what their next move is.
Mate, you have your blue lock, right?
No. Behind you! Behind the bridge, Where? Under the bridge. Under the bridge, right under.
Somebody lagging, holy shit.
I can't get the flare.
Probably underwater. I'm smoke again, I'm gonna go smoke again.
You got the flare though?
I do, I'll flare.
How did you want? Under the bridge.
Okay. We gotta keep swimming. Swim to these other buildings.
We gotta go march.
Guy landed in the water over here.
Yeah.
Keeping eyes for a skull.
No more smoke, by the way.
Hey, good use of the flare and smoke to get Skullface back into the lobby. And you know what happens? They're not necessarily going to immediately drop down on them. It's not necessarily safe, but Skullface can call out for the rotation that Soka and Mayapo are making. But Sage over here intense, running into a little bit of an issue. Shifty and Biffle still alive, but Sage on the ground going up against multiple teams. But it's the starter pistol from Palooka that comes in and takes him down.
Flex, Palooka, Tojo, they got 15th in stage 2, just barely eking their way skipping past LCQs. Here making a name for themselves on main stage, taking down the current leaders and the reigning champs of the first 3 maps in terms of point totals. And there are a ton of teams in this area, front, back, left, right, and everywhere in between. You gotta fight together and fight as a unit. Which team do you focus? And well, StuKX finally on main stage, all of a sudden getting shot from behind. They still come out on top. StuKX last alive for his team, and King AJ right around the corner.
Able to survive thus far, but the rotation's not over. You can see just in that mini-map to your upper left-hand side of the screen, all of the congestion that lies ahead of them. Team 26, that's gonna be Tactical Brit, is going to have the ultimate high ground, but not before they have to get through Dongy and co. So things are gonna look a little messy for them, as you can see Team Jowo going to fall.
Wars does win the Gulag against Clown, so should be coming back free and clear. Question is, do you land or again kind of play that aerial recon, almost micro UAV that you can play up in the skies? StuKX trying to stay alive, and it looks like Prodigy's gonna leave him alone for now, so StuKX might be able to buy some time and hopefully buy his teammates back, as TBE all up, all alive, but not a lot of resources to share. Question is, where do you go from here? You're not quite in zone, but you want to pick up Crowder and co as they rotate in. Problem is, if you expose your back, all it takes is the, well, 3, 2, 1 signal shots, and you're out of here. They need a knock to pave a way going forward.
At this point, with Almond not having any shields, no ammo, no resources, you just have to prioritize what you got, but Soka doesn't care. He's gonna go through, down, and out the building, able to grab a crack, but Skullface back in, and Mayapo now not with the squad, but they have found themselves just inside that next circle. And when it closes in 25 seconds, squad number 9, that's gonna be Vonbot, is gonna be forced directly out of their building and into Soka and Skull. And this would be a well-needed team wipe for them so they can get resources, maybe find a flare, get some cash, because buy stations are gonna be few and far between, and you see the smokes come out. TBE in the water just ahead of DJ Moss, but not before Sage and Shifty are nearby.
Noob's in trouble, last alive, goes down. TBE is out of here. That opens a door of opportunity for rest of the teams inside the top 10 and top 15 to start creeping their way up the money. The shark catcher in the water. Unfortunately, when you've got that pistol, you can't shoot down, and good luck, my friend. Z-Smith fully eliminated as well. Sage still alive and finding more kills to boot. Left, right, and center, and a flare up into the sky. A full stabilization for Sage, Shifty, and Biffle as they creep into the next area of land they can find feet upon.
It didn't even matter that DJ Moss did have that F-Tac siege, was able to find a couple eliminations before they were taken out by that starter pistol. You see Biffle flying back in, Shifty in the distance, just trying to anchor down, but he's coexisting nearby. Nico Infinite trying to pay for placement as well, because now that we're into 19 squads, that multiplier 4 kills is going to be climbing up, and Soka still alone with Skullface. There is typically a buy station just ahead, but look how many people you have to go through, Goj.
That's a rude awakening if you're Dongy. Hisoka goes big. Skullface in trouble. Question is, can you get the revive off? You have to play patient. Don't want to give away your position just yet. Other teams are focusing forward, and you've got a moment of reprieve to get it. Skullface able to stay alive. Huge for the team. Skullface goes down again, though. It's all going to come down to Hisoka. The fact that he's even alive inside the top 15, Tiff, is ridiculous. They've gone through so much adversity in this map, yet somehow still alive. Speaking of still alive, Shifty on about 2 HP, hiding out in the smoke with 7 eliminations.
Out of plates, forced to dump into the water, but there's Bushwookie C standing on top of Believe and gets taken down. Unreal, unlucky, and Believe racks up another one down to the final 10 squads of this match. The 1.6x multiplier. You asked for water, and you've got it, but Deuce Amir in the distance, now inside the top 5, solidified, are gonna prioritize their rotation, but it's gonna be Aiden. They were here first. They prioritized mid-game to make sure that they were able to stay in marshlands. Throwing out the Semtex, is looking for it, but he focuses forward, doesn't see the man on his right, Goj.
Empathy, Braxton, Finesse, have an opportunity to do something that no other team has done on LAN. A back-to-back victory could push them all the way up inside the top 5. Empathy in trouble, but Finesse going massive. Somehow Biffle is still alive with health and plates to boot. But the last remaining player for his team, and finds the flare.
Finds a gas mask, finds a flare. Here comes Shifty. Things are getting a little mixy. He finds another flare. I told you the Hail Mary. Welcome backstage. Let's get another dub. We're so close to the top 5. 6 squads remaining, and he is fighting his way forward, but not before Dusamir, Z-Dark, and Castillo push the issue because his teammates aren't on the ground to help him, and numbers advantage is important, and Biffle takes down one, but he goes down.
A huge double flare from Biffle means their team's still in it, and they're inside the top 5. They've got the multiplier. Anything else is just bonus, but Mexico has a chance to go big. Not before Shifty tries to answer back. Shifty falls. Finally, the team's eliminated, but inside the top 5, a monster effort to grab a massive multiplier. Mexico is not done yet, Tiff. It's a 2v3. He was on the other side. It's DBZ, all 3 up with the high ground. DBZ needed this to make it to the top 10. DBZ needed this to win the map. DBZ wins map 4, and they're excited for it.
Look, I'm excited for them. Destroy, Z-Laner, and Clutch Belk, your winners of map number 4. From the early game contest at Airport to clutching out the end game. The vibes are always real with Destroy, who often competes with Chrissy and co-eds, but now here in the World Series of Warzone, they take a win.
I will never forget the conversation I had with Clutch Belk 2 champs ago when he was talking about teaming up with Destroy and Z-Laner. He said DBZ is going to the moon, and they've had their adversities. They've had these mountains to overcome, but they're back and they're in final form. There was a question in my mind, Tiff, of you're getting contested every drop. You're outside the money. You're having to fight for every inch, tooth and nail, to get anything going in any game, and they proved me wrong. They said, we stick to our strategy. We're confident in it. DBZ on top. Let's take a look at that HyperX victory moment, Tim.
Biffle with 1 flare. Grabs some plates. Biffle with another, but it doesn't matter. At this point, you can see 6 squads remaining. DBZ positioned around all of them. And when that next circle pull comes through, DBZ gets the advantage because Biffle runs into a lot of issues here with Team JusT, forcing Shifty and Sage to land on the high ground with the starter pistols to try and help with some reprieve, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, it is just such a crucial moment, too, because that double flare allowed Biffle's squad to get the 1.8 times multiplier. They've made it into the top 5, and they weakened Mexico. They opened up a window of opportunity that DBZ had to climb through, and they did it. Here it is, the final 2 trying to fight back against DBZ. You see Sirius there, shout out to our Asia team, but not enough. When you've got a full team of 3 in the final fight against 2 or 1, you're coming out on top 9 times out of 10, Tiff. A massive victory for DBZ.
Drill charges, Semtexes, restock on, allowing them to have so many lethals there for the end game. But it was Biffle fighting Dusamir on that northern side of the zone, kind of taking a lot of those initial engagements that DBZ was able to spread out on the south, on that high ground, and just really focus on that end game engagement.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They set up perfectly for the final fight. They didn't overextend oftentimes with teams like DBZ that can get really aggressive if not reined in. They might have high ground and they say, there's some free kills, we gotta go get them, but hang out and stay on top, keep the high ground so you can grab the 2 times multiplier. Very well done, systematic win from DBZ.
It is the discipline, you're right, the patience to take that in, but they actually opened the door with those drill charges and the Semtexes a lot for that initial, because if they can pick up as many KP at the end, it will only further that 2x multiplier that they get. Let's jump on over with Frankie, who's got DBZ on the stage, so we can hear from him.
I do, and you know what? There have been some pretty hyped teams stood with me in this position today, but this has got to be the most hyped of all. They were in 29th before that drop, and now they should be safely within the top 10. All right, Destroy, debrief for me. You were just excitedly going over the match with your teammates. Share it with the crowd here in London.
Yeah, we had a couple of rough games the first 3. We weren't really getting any zone pulls. Wasn't going in our favor. And then this last game right here, we were able to get a black site, which is just great for our zone pull. So we got got our black site, got our money up, and we had a little sense of direction going into this game. So we got a little back pocket UAVs, and we were able to capitalize on that and get 15 kills as a squad and get a 30-point W.
Yeah, the 30-point W is definitely something you needed. You've still got 2 more maps, though, ahead of us finding out who is going to be taking home the prize today. But talk to me about the end of that last map as well, because it seemed like you were waiting to join the party. Biffle and Derzimir, they were leading the chaos. You guys were watching from the sidelines. When did you know it was time to make your move?
Oh, after that halftime, we had a 15-minute break. We regrouped with the boys, and we were like, look, we haven't been having the best luck the first 3 games. It's time to turn it around. DBZ is going to win these last 3 games, and we're going to bring this big boy home. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You know what? There's been some boos for NA so far today, but London is loving DBZ. You've got a lot of fans here on this side of the pond. I can see them cheering for you everywhere. This obviously is a team with a lot of history. What would it mean for you to win today in London?
It's been a long time playing with these boys. I consider these guys my brothers at this point. We've been through a lot of ups, a lot of downs. This year wasn't enjoyable for me in the first little half, but this last little bit we've been putting a lot of time in. It's starting to show. That last game right there, it's got us, we're ready to go back to back to back on this.
Zelena, are you enjoying yourself now?
Sorry?
Are you enjoying yourself now?
I'm enjoying.
I'm enjoying you enjoying yourself. All right, lads, get back to your booth while we head back to the death. London, give it up for DBZ!
Well, there it is, destroying his crew, taking game number 4 in spectacular fashion, and it feels good. You know, Destroy is a guy that I've been watching literally for the past 4 or 5 years. Every single time I watch him in a competitive landscape, he's always bringing that energy, bringing that hype. I had a chance to ran into him in backstage, and I said, bro, you know, I love you. The hype you bring is crazy, and he brought it, right? I mean, that is a big win, to say the least, and they said the next 3 games are theirs. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but at least they're going, they're shooting for the stars. What a special occasion that would be. Let's recap game number 4, because a lot went down, and it was a very fast lobby, Dandro.
I mean, it was just insanely quick. By the time we got to Zone 3, 14 teams were already eliminated. This is kind of feeling more like the World Series of Warzone lobbies of the past, where right off drop, we just see a ton of action. Players are trying to get these eliminations and get these kills to their name. But then when we transfer into that mid-game, it's slowing down. It's like these players are walking through molasses or something, because this just goes to a crawl, and finally towards that end game, we even saw it there with DBZ. Teams are just fighting at tooth and nail, trying to wipe out the rest of the lobby. So it's getting a little weird. The pacing's kind of coming together.
That's
Hopefully
right.
these teams can read it.
You know, I think teams are understanding we can't play too different. We have to go with what works. What got us to this point? If we play too timid, if we change things up way too much, we're not going to find success. And we saw that in game 4. Let's talk about Jukies, because Jukies was, you know, a fan favorite. I'm a big fan of Jukies myself, but he hasn't found success today. Why is that, Enigma?
Well, one of the things is about the way this team works, and I spoke about at the start about how they have this unique comms set up and the unique strategy in which they play. And the way in which they are as a 3 is essentially Jukies is more of an aggressive individual, Vision more of a passive individual, not in a disrespectful way, but assessing the situation. And what they do is they both plead their case to Lennon, who essentially plays Pear and IG, in which they all trust. Every time we seem to tune in with the 3 of them, Lennon seems to be either down or far away, and I think right now that's really offsetting the rhythm of this Team Jukies lineup.
Dream, we got in-game here. Walk me through it, because it was exciting.
This was so crazy, because first of all, Sage beat FIFA in the Gulag to even make it to this point. But all of those redeploys, that was dropped. If you saw, Aiden went down, and there was like 3 that popped out. And I was like, okay, maybe Adrian will get to pick off one. But no, of course, Dark, Amir, and DS, like, Castillo, like, they all were alive, right? Strength in numbers, but to be able to even stay alive that long from Team Biffle was insane, because as Goj mentioned, it did put them in the 1.8 multiplier. But DBZ having that zone, having the high ground, everyone being alive, impressive stuff from them, because even in scrims, just even last week, like, that's kind of like their zone, their strategy, right? Like, the black sites are important because you can get so much economy from them.
I think one of the incredible things actually is watching how they've evolved through the afternoon. They got off to a really slow start at the start of map 1, right? They got bullied away from their place of interest, their airport landing by Team Gromalog, and they've ended up over the last couple of maps fighting for that back and setting themselves the correct foundation for starting maps, then gaining the black site, as you correctly said, and then putting themselves in the best position for a map win.
Well, there it is. We got a couple bananas out there in the audience. Hey, you guys are going nuts. I like it. We're going to take a quick break, but 4 games down, 2 more to go until we figure out who our global final winner is going to be. Until then, we'll be right back.
Free games and in-game content with Prime Gaming. Visit gaming.amazon.com and link your accounts. Herman Miller Gaming is the official chair partner of the World Series of Warzone. HyperX is the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty.
Attention all Warzone warriors. Gear up for the ultimate Battle Royale experience. The Call of Duty Endowment Bowl, presented by USAA, is back.
Y'all ready to get the stage set?
Get hyped for an elite level of competition. 10 military esports teams representing 3 nations.
Oh, Canada.
Competing for a single trophy.
You'd love to see it.
It's an all-land showdown. Tune in on October 5th as we drop into Al Mazrah. Squads will clash. Strats will develop. A champ will be crowned. See you in the drop zone. Stay frosty, troops, and level up the life of vets.
Nah, that's too weird for me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Series of Warzone Global Finals, presented by Prime Gaming.
Man,
we
already
are
out here
4
having
games down, and we are about to hop into Game
more
5
combat one
quickly.
tournament.
So we got to pull up our standings in just a quick second and lay down the law. See where Destroy is landing after that wonderful victory. Well, Biffle still in first place with a tremendous lead as far as I'm concerned, 50 points. I don't do math in public, but I just did, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's about 50. Dandra, who else do we got?
I mean, look at that. Soka back up in second, right? They are here. They have the 95.41 points, and Duzamir not too far behind them. But I just got to call this out a little bit. I mean, they have such a significant gap in first place to the other teams. So some of these squads that we see on our, kind of screen right here, specifically Team Z-Laner, number in 13th, 49.2.
That's it. Well, there's your top 20, and it looks like map 5 is ready to go. So without further ado, go Spider Tip, take it away.
the top 15 after going through that map 4 victory, but it is time. We are in map number 5, and I was perusing the timeline, Goj, and one name stood out to me the most. It was Juki's. He said the first 3 maps were absolutely not going their way. Time to step it up in the second half, but now it is time. Do or die, 2 maps remain.
Do or die indeed, and it's really do or die for anyone else in this tournament besides Team Biffle. They have a 50-point lead over second place. That is absolutely ridiculous going into the 5th map. And I gotta give a shout out to Team Braxton, by the way. Empathy was able to stay alive as well into the top 5 last map, hanging out on top of that arch. Sage grabbed the kill, however got 5th place, and now they are 5th place overall. So very well done from that team as well. Let's see, can EU grab a win today in the World Series of Warzone? It's kind of now or never. 2 maps left to go here, Tiff, and I'm excited for it.
That is true. Map 1 went to Soka from NA, Sage, Biffle, NA in map 2, Team Braxton map number 3, and DBZ with map number 4. As we check out that zone, our teams making their way in. It's relatively central, but this could pull towards maybe Al Shireen Pass, so I'll look to the teams over there to maybe solidify that high ground, but we're not going to check in with DBZ just yet because no real massive there, but Wars & Co. Intex getting into early action. They're able to grab a knock on to 1, but looting through the tents, looking for that, but it's TDE who are able to grab an early game helicopter, one of the rarest vehicles on Al Mazrah, and just peppering down from above.
Peppering down from above with the starter pistol. I love it. TBE just letting people know they're coming through. Maybe grab a couple pieces of damage just to pad the stat sheet. We'll see. FIFA Kill, though, already in an early encounter. They know they got to get a move on. They got to play aggressive and quickly taking down one of our Brazil teams.
Yeah, going for the stronghold here is an easy way to maybe get a load of cash or maybe an early loadout, and FIFA looks to be doing that, but has that in hand. And the Vel, not a bad SMG, and here you go, getting that loadout early, and with at least 2 minutes into the 5th map, that's going to give them that advantage to any team that they run up against that wasn't able to get it. So you can see that team that was challenging the stronghold is forced to resend.
This is the best part of the tournament because this is where most of the teams down near the bottom of the leaderboard have to make some major adjustment and go for broke. They're going to be playing highly aggressive. You're not going to see as many teams in the in circle. Teams are going to be flying at people. So a team like FIFA Kill that can get a loadout that quickly are going to push the fight. Like I said, quickly finding Reaper to find the full team wipe on the team from Brazil.
Bro, Reaper hypes in the vehicle. He's like, I'm trying to get out of here, but Ab was able to cut them down. But it's Shifty, Biffle, and Sage that are taking on Louis CM, and you heard it from our Royal Air Force. They were talking earlier on the stage with Frankie. Stop landing near Biffle, and what are they doing? Map number 5, they are sharing a corridor with them, and Sage is just looking for an opening.
Yeah, the saying is if it's not broke, don't fix it, but if it's broke, do something about it. Let's make a change. This time, though, Sage is going to try to grab a different angle as Shifty is still in the building nearby. Maybe there was some secret strategy that our Royal Air Force wasn't sharing. Louis CM going to push the fight. Smixy now pushing the fight as well, finding an elimination on King Maddie. Rodrigo, Zungod down below. Now with the player disadvantage, they're going to try to grab some inside cover and reassess. Zungod in trouble. Attract pushing the fight. Attract, no! Doesn't get the better of it. Zungod goes huge. A nice answer back, of course, from flanked. Rodrigo grabs another angle, grabs a sniper, breaks blades. No, can't grab the knock.
Just a sniper from the ground, but
Damn,
Sage able to not capitalize on that because Louis CM's teammate Vapular was able to take him down, send him to that gulag early on, as well as Jay from Team Huskers will meet him there. But here's Louis CM able to reunite alongside his squad, operate this building, but that's exactly what you need to do. So they have forced the issue. They are winning engagements, and hey, that's enough for me. It's enough for the Royal Air Force.
Hey, look, Tev, Vap said, I asked him a couple questions before the broadcast. Vap said he's not here to make any friends. He's here for business and business only. So time to take care of business, my friend. Let's see what Biffle can do and see if he can take care of business here in the gulag. Biffle, 1v1s is where he thrives. Attract on the other side has a ton of experience and a ton of prowess. Doesn't have a sniper though, so I think I'm leaning Biffle, but anything can happen in the gulag.
Well, you remember what Smixy said, you gotta win the initial gunfights, and her teammate Attract is gonna need to win a 1 here. Burning the thermite early, Biffle now doesn't have any more lethals or utility. Does spot Attract, puts out some initial bullets, and is forced to do a dance. You don't want to repeat, but he is going to pick up the gas grenade. It's going out, the snapshot connects, and Attract push finishes. Will it be enough? Will Biffle wins that one?
Gosh. Look, Biffle doesn't lose 1v1s often. He's not going to lose it on main stage when they're up by 50. If there's anything I know about Sage, Biffle, and Shifty, they're going to be pushing the equation. They're going to stay aggressive regardless of what the score line is. Another team that's going to do a lot of the same, well, it's the team on the screen. Hisoka, Skullface, Mayapo, still in second place, but the team from Mexico is hot on their heels, less than 4 points behind them. Deus Amir, Castillo, Z-Dark, constantly finding themselves in the final circles and constantly finding themselves with a couple of eliminations early. And here's a couple more in boot. Colors no idea where Castillo is, and Dark from down below. A huge pinch. Super Evan has cut it off short though. What can Castillo do? Last alive for his team.
Hey, need to stand up. Z-Dark and Deuce already in that gulag. You can hear them calling in the missiles and trying to disengage, but not quick enough. Goes down to maybe about 15 HP, able to start the process of plating back up, but sometimes when you get onto the balconies, they're really tough to get out of. You can find yourself stuck, but he's looking for a jump to the roof, going to miss it as Super Evan and Swag are closing the distance, outnumbering Castillo, just looking to put some initial damage, but they are in full run. Castillo through this, utilizing the Semtex to try and block off the staircase, maybe re-finesse them, but he only has one way to go here. He's gonna wait and try to go for the knocks, put some initial damage out, but it's not gonna be enough. There's just too many. Super Evan and Swag outnumbering Castillo. To the gulag you go.
I'm not gonna lie, if he would have won that with the no-scope signal, I would have lost my mind.
That would have been crazy.
Done. Should head to the gulag, should come back. We'll see. Braxton finessing inside the top 5, looking to continue to better their performance. A lot of money on the line, and every single time you move up this leaderboard, every single dollar you start counting into your bank account. But the question is, can you count it early? Maybe for Biffle you can, but for Team Braxton, still a long way to go. 5th place is gonna net them $36,000. Fourth place, Tiff, would be $50K.
That's worth it here at Marshlands. You're surrounded by Team Zeppa, as well as a few others. So taking to the high ground will be very important. They do have a flare alongside them to boot. You can see Teeny just kind of laying low, knows there are players nearby, and that's really kind of what you need to do is make sure you're not overextending, not peeking, because of Signal 50 on a roof, you're 2 bullets away from finding yourself towards endgame. So Teeny likely is gonna rotate out, try to join up with Levy. Let's check in. Biffle and Shifty, your current leaders by north of 50 points. Just a staggering pace that our squads are having trouble matching.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the leaderboard, and the only EU teams inside the top 10, 10th place would be Stuo. You've got Boogs and Stukex in 4th. And you've got Team Wars in 8th. So 3 teams from EU trying to better their performances here. Several outside of the top 10. 1 Mexico team, the rest are in a quiet team inside the top 10, by the way. Team Jowo, after a fairly strong start at the beginning, still finding themselves in 9th place. We'll see what these teams are able to do in the final 2 maps. We've got Freed, we've got 8th. Clown is down. Should be a 2v2 on the other side. Maybe a 2v1. Yeah, see you later. 8th gets the better.
26, fully wiped. May still have a gulag available. We are 2 squads out of our initial 50 here in map number 4. 8 minutes into the game, and the rotations are few and plenty here. But you can see Panda on the distance. Go Clamp and Extra J. Trying to find some initial engagements here, but a relatively slower start for them. About 150 damage and no eliminations. Well, 1 for Clamp.
Yeah, and I gotta say, a team that there was a lot of expectations on. Anytime I asked players about teams they were threatened by, especially from other regions, anytime we were talking about Mexico, they were actually talking about the 2nd place team from Mexico, which would be the team on your screen. You've got Panda, Extra J, and Clamp. They have a large, history of experience in not only the World Series of Warzone, but also in tournaments in the past. Go Clamp even playing with one of the teams at the top, right? Before changing out teammates. So an interesting team to watch out for. I don't think they're having the best shake of it thus far, but they might be getting the better of their opponents here. Clamp now on 2, looking to find Smixy. Little to no help though. Smixy finds another Panda. Last alive for his team. He's able to knock 1, find a moment of reprieve, but all of a sudden, he's gonna try to clean it up. Self-revive. Yes, spots him through the smoke.
Smixy even used to compete alongside Goat Clamp
You live
throughout
right.
her competitive history
Close
here
to
in
6.
Warzone, and it's just like they're losing
Oh,
that initial
no.
gunfight and can't keep that momentum moving forward. Smixy jumps straight towards Panda, and unfortunately that squad will be wiped. We saw Attract early on lose that gulag, but was able to get back in, but unfortunately running into Goat Clamp and Co. just not able to stay the distance. But Sage, Biffle bringing back Shifty in, and they're over here once again against Louis CM.
They've been fighting since the very beginning of this map. And so far, it's been fairly even trades across the board. They're going to continue to fight. Now, one thing that Louis CM's team has done is really stifled the aggressive early start that Sage, Biffle, and Shifty have been able to do the last 4 maps even, finding their way into the final 5 and a ton of eliminations. Right now, they're struggling to find even one. Now, if they can wipe Louis here, they pretty much have the entirety of this POI by themselves, at least this side of the river. So a huge moment and a huge fight, and I think they know that, which is why they're sticking here. But it's really weird to see Shifty on 0 kills and Biffle only on 1. But they're playing smart. They don't necessarily need all of the points, and they'll pick up the pace should they be able to wipe Jama here.
Well, I mean, if you're going to stay in Hydroelectric and fight for the dawn of time and completely sandwich the captain, Team Jama, so unfortunate for them, but I do see Louis CM out in the distance, but Sage parachuting in directly behind him, looking to capitalize on it, but he does get knocked and eliminated. Was the last team ever able to get out?
It's the definition of gross. Great elimination there from Sage. They've grabbed Hydro. They've got an entirety of about half of an entire POI to their name. They can hang out for a little bit waiting on this next zone. Now we got a couple swimmers here. We got a Wiz in the water with 4. We said FIFA Kills teams got to go fast and they got to go crazy at the beginning of this map to have a chance. Hopefully they can set up for in-game. Just 9 kills between 2 is a fantastic start. So we'll see what they can do at the end. Of course, multiplayer, again, doesn't start till top 35. We still have 46 teams left in the lobby. TBE trying to get the better of their opponents here with methods.
We saw them early on with the helicopter, now have made their way down south towards airport. And with that circle starting to close, they will likely have to rotate out. And we know a lot of heavy-hitting teams typically rotate through this out. But it's going to be Jukies and Co. that are going to be leaving that H5 area on the map and pushing towards the double gas station POI ahead of them. But Soka, they know the pace that they need to get to, and they're looking to hit triple digits, but they're not there yet.
Not there yet. Mayapo still looking for his first, but the team playing well. Inside the next zone, just barely. A couple teams trying to rotate in. That's E-Bates with Z-Smith on the outside, having to cross over these train tracks. But Ahsoka remains on the hunt, seeking Gromalok and seeking more eliminations, while Mayapo is looking for Picnic. Easily finds Team Ultra out of here. Really had a tough shake of it this game, and in this series haven't really had anything going, likely because of some of these early fights. Ahsoka continues to push the equation and continues to win. That's Ahsoka's 6th tip.
That they knew what they needed to do if they wanted to track down Team Biffle, and they're looking to capitalize on it. But we've seen just how well Shifty, Sage, and Biffle were performing, and they're on the move again, just on the outskirts, coming out of Hydroelectric. So they'll be pushing towards the marshlands, which, if we checked in earlier, there were the plethora of teams over there, but just needing to find that pace, because if Soka is able to rack in kill after kill after kill, that is going to really allow them to close the distance. But I think it's going to take a 2x multiplier for Team Soka to really do some damage.
TBE still looking to creep up this leaderboard and quickly eliminates Method's team. Cam's out as well. Looks like their 3rd flying back in is going to say, yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from this one. Nice win here from TBE. They continue to move up this leaderboard. They were in 5th going into the last map. They're now in 6th, but kind of maintaining their position into the top 10. An impressive feat considering their first map, but they've got the gun skill and they've got the aggressive game style and gameplay to win this thing still, but they need to get a move on. Let's take a look at that map, Tiff, and see where some of these teams are at.
Yeah, this is what's really interesting, right? You've got TBE. They were able to clear out airport on that southernmost side, but what's to note is Team Smixy has made a full regain. All 3 members of Team Smixy are up and rotating straight into the TBE, so that's going to be really challenging for them. But what's going to be even more tough is that zone is likely to pull furthermore north towards Village, towards Double Gas, and that road that separates airport and Double Gas is atrocious to cross, especially late game, because there's so many high buildings. We know it's the Signal 50 meta, and that's where things will get tough. Mayapo showing us just how it's done.
Yeah, great hold here from the top. Gotta have that high ground. Okay, if you're taking a look at that Call of Duty Echo Twitch channel, you just saw the new zone, and well, it went to pass. And Village, we're gonna be creeping up on kind of the north side of Village and just kind of encompassing all of pass. It means everybody coming out of Marshlands has a long way to go, and there's gonna be a ton of teams holding it as well. Huge shout to the production team to have that going. Go check that out on Call of Duty Echo on Twitch. Mayapo looking to follow up. Hits one, but not the second, allowing He's to get out.
Rapid succession there, and as you made the shout to go to pass, there were some teams that had already rotated in early. That was going to be Jowo, Limax, and Bredman taking pass early, and Sage and Co trying to get there. We know just the verticality that is over at pass. It's entirely difficult to rotate in. Shifty electing to go up by foot because the zip lines at this point in time are likely not going to be safe. Running into some resistance, forced to reassess the situation. You can see Bredman with ultimate high ground. You know the signal 50s in hand, and you know, I hate to say it, when I saw the initial circle zone, I did say pass, did I not?
You did, you definitely.
It's almost like
it.
I play this game or something. It's almost like I do.
Oh, look, Hisoka plays this game often. He's fighting against Finessin here. Finessin has a ton of prowess. These are two teams inside the top 5. Who do you got? Finessin really thought he was going to come down lane. Hisoka not only cracks plates, but gets quite a bit of health off Finessin. This should be a free clear victory. No! Somehow gives up position. Hisoka thought he was so free that Finessin wouldn't chow that quickly. Finessin peekaboo takes down Hisoka. Now, it's not all she wrote for that team, but still, I mean, I was walking away from the screen.
Well, you
looking down at notes. I didn't think that was going to happen.
You think back to when Mayapo was on stage after their first initial victory and how many times he faces Soka in the 1v1s and says Soka wins them. Well, Finessin does on land. Finessin wins those ones, and Village is chaos. DJ Moss from Team eBay still alive. Skullface just a little bit south of them, but it's Biffle who was utilizing the flares earlier, hitting the smoke and rotate.
Stukex, this is a big one. Mayapo versus Stukex. Stukex, some of the lone soldiers for the EU go down. Mayapo wins his ones. Called it out on main stage. Executes it this time.
Hisoka's back already as well. Shifty, Biffle, Sage just in the opening of the road, trying to think about where they want to pull straight to. As they can see, the circle is pulling further and further into Al-Shireen Pass. Last time we checked in, it was Bredman with the ultimate high ground that is going to make it so incredibly challenging to get anywhere close to them. Jowo grabs another, Bredman grabs another. They're likely running 2 Signal 50s on that roster.
Yeah, we've seen Jowo play this style before where he kind of plays anchor, and when you give Bredman an ultimate high as well, they should be getting free picks all day today, especially in Al-Shireen Pass. They've crept inside the top 10, they've maintained their position in the top 10. Now they got a chance to further their position up into the top 5. Biffle turns on the team from Australia and makes it look easy. High ground eliminations in tow, and a great position here as Gromalot goes big in the kill feed. I'm hearing the crowd go wild.
Levi was able to get a flare off, so one member of Team Zeppa will come back at random, but Sage and Biffle, they're not going to let them get in that easy. Levi does fall, and they've set their sights onto more gatekeeping of this, as Nico Infinite is going to be that next squad with Crowder and Desmond. It looks like Nico might be the last alive, but Mayapo, they've set their eyes on a TBE. Noobs drops Mayapo. Soka, the biggest resistance they've faced in this map, looking for double digits, finally hitting triple for the total scoring, but Tommy plating up, and Noobs able to get back on his feet. Can he finish that self-res?
Could be a potential third party from distance too by Limax, throwing down covering fire. The old guard versus the new guard. Hisoka in trouble. Skullface on 1 HP in a dream. Goes down. Mayapo last alive for his team. Can he get the revive? If I'm TBE, I'd be pushing. The problem is you got 2-3 teams staring down your back, and Ullman getting shots down from Rocket, it looks like, on the other side.
They cannot afford to push Soka and Mayapo, and Team Aizen coming in from rotation. Mayapo with the flare. Meanwhile, Joe, Bredman, and Limax take out Team E-Bates from high ground. Playing that position early is what they needed, and he tries to flank onto Mayapo. Initial shots go out. He's able to grab the knock, but Hisoka has to play from inside the building. Now all 3 back into the game, but they cannot take out this squad just yet, but Soka does! Soka is able to grab it, but not before Gromalok able to take down 2 members of Team Soka.
Grom did everything in his power to win that, but Gromlock's squad has been wiped. No Gulag for you, and just a little bit of the multiplier. Somehow Team Hisoka is still alive, and look who also is still alive in several eliminations now. They picked up the pace, Tiff, and they're not letting any team close the gap on them. Sage on 5, trying to take down Rodrigo.
He's like, knock, knock, here's a Semtex, I've got a flare. Able to find even more eliminations. We were worried about the pace that they were maintaining here in map number 5, but sitting on 5 eliminations thus far will keep that momentum moving forward. But as we get a beautiful free cam shot, I did see a Juki's in the distance. He said he wanted to step up on this back half of the series, and so far is doing so.
Still alive. The question is, how many are alive on the team? Lennon went down in the kill feed. They might have flared him back. Mayapo's gonna creep up. Now Breadman, Joe, and Limax are having a game. They've been inside a zone for a while. You heard it from DBZ, who got the black site, potentially something that Joe's team did to maintain this position in the zone. They've covered it correctly. They have exactly all the information they need and the high ground position to do wonders from distance. As long as there's no PA that drops Breadman off of that high ground, should be able to pick up a couple free kills, especially as we get into the final couple circles here. Mayapo still up, last alive for his team. And look who's also still alive. Z-Dark and Castillo continue to find themselves in the final circle, and there is Juki's finally.
Well, here's the issue. It's Mayapo last alive for their squad in second place, and yes, he's trying to rack up eliminations, but when you have Sage and Shifty clearing out the northern side of Pass, rotating in, they're able to maintain a pace that Mayapo's not going to be able to get. He needs some rogue flares to be able to get that teammate back, but prioritizing your life, your safety, the multiplier that is at hand is what you need to do. And Biffle, well, he's just taken down another one.
Somehow all 3 alive still. Jobo has fallen off on the other side. I know Bread was in a bit of trouble as well, but the team at the top continues to reign supreme. We've lost Shifty, Sage, Biffle, last alive, as Vapular on the other side is finding one. Can we answer back?
That is the question. Can we answer back? They were able to get all 3 of them back alive, down to the 11 squads, about to be in a 1.6x multiplier, but it's Juki's. Juki's taking out Jowo. Juki's taking out Almond from TBE, finding a lot of success here, prioritizing that positioning, and they will have an advantage on that zone pull, but not before squad number 12, Team Iceland, is going to prioritize.
Jowo gone. Mexico gone. Raul gone. Mayapo finds another, somehow slipping away into 6th place, just barely missing out on the 1.8 times multiplier. Sage last up for his team, but Shifty bleeding out. Sage goes down, Shifty's out of here. Team Biffle makes it to top 5 again, but is down and out. Look who's left alive. Juki's and Vision, they needed it. They called it out, and they're executing it. The question is, can they win it? High ground to King Maddie. Finds a couple plates, but not a knock, and it's go ahead and burn the flare. Here's the footsteps of Juki's and Vision, but where are they gonna pop up from? Finds one, Vision now in trouble. King Maddie goes big, wins the 1. Where's the 2nd?
Teammate was flared in, likely gonna join them soon, gets eyes on Juki's, but not able to grab that knock. And with 4 squads remaining, Juki's is able to get the res onto Visions, who duck into cover, but Team Rocket has the advantage with 3 players still up.
Nice flank from Juki's. The crowd goes wild. Vision is on 11, Tiff, going absolutely massive. This could not only get them into the money, potentially top 15, but they need to win it. They need to capitalize on these eliminations with a 2 times multiplier. Zungan last alive. No. Rocket last alive with Zakar. It's a 2v2, Tiff.
Here comes Juki's. Here comes Juki's. He does get cracked, and Rocket not
Play
able to
up,
land
Zakar,
aside of him,
there you
but
go.
it's the flare with Zakar down. He grabs back Morpheus, but
You're
Juki's
dead for
back
reload.
again with another elimination. If they play this right, they should be the winners of map number 5, and they are. EU stand up, Copper Box Arena. Juki's on top.
They needed it. They manifested
all?
it, and they won it. Map 5 goes to the team only a couple hours away. Juki's, a massive victory.
Right.
2 times multiplier for what likely will be well into the 30s, if not a 40-point game. You can see the excitement on their face and the excitement from the crowd.
Peep him there, Lennon right there. Every time they celebrate, Lennon is shouting out his family, and JusT was like, hey, you know, he's got that dad buff, but let's take a look at that HyperX victory moment here. JusT's able to find one, immediately flank, but they didn't make it easy with the utilization of flares, but Vision anchoring from above, sitting on double digits.
Yeah, call it COD timing, call it God timing. JusT went huge here to take out, I believe it was Rocket after grabbing the flare. This was such a massive moment. Of course, EU on EU violence, certainly not one that the fans here in the Copper Box love to see, but a flawless executed victory. Here's Rocket, able to get the flare off and goes for a reload at a bad time. JusT finds the elimination, and then it was finally a 2v1, and if I'm Team Rocket, I believe they just splatted. They knew they couldn't win it, weren't gonna give away the kill. Very well done from JusT and co. This is our first EU winner here in the Copper Box, and it was well earned and well timed. Finally grabbing one for the fans at home. Congratulations again to Team JusT.
Vision, Lennon, and JusT. It's crazy, right? Maybe I gave them a buff by reading out their tweet early on. I was like, hey, JusT himself said it. The first 3 maps were not what we wanted it to be, and there goes the walkout. Going down to meet up with Frankie, who's standing by to interview our first EU winners on land today.
Yeah, super excited to hear from them. I know the crowd is. Let's send it over to Frankie on stage with our map 5 victors.
All right then. All right. First of all, JusT, what took you so long?
I don't know. It was about fucking time, though.
Well,
about fucking
I don't want to
time.
repeat the language, but I have to say I have to agree with you, JusT. That final fight, you had to dig your teammates out of hot water there. How did you get the timing so
Bear
right?
Grylls?
Honestly, I don't even know. There was so much going on. People just kept dropping money. We were getting each other's trades. People were resin, we were farming them. Hopefully we do it again in the last map.
Yeah, I hope so too. Not that I'm showing any EU bias, obviously. No one booed me from North America. I just want to see you boys succeed because I know you work so hard. JusT, there was a bit of controversy because you've got some ex-teammates playing in the booth behind us, but you decided to forgo that experience and pick up some young boys. Why was that?
2 shooters, aren't they? 2 proper shooters.
Are you saying you're getting old and slow?
I'm actually getting old, actually. I'm very slow, to be fair. I am slow.
Well, you're obviously a good...
My brain's there, though. My brain's there.
It's still under there, ladies and gentlemen. I've just had a check. All right, High Vision, what was it like when JusT picked you up for his team?
I mean, he's the first one to actually give me a chance in actually a good team. So, I mean, I'm really, how to say that? Yeah, I mean, JusT is the best guy in the world, though.
He's one of the best for sure. Lennon, let's have a chat to you. There's a good reason why London loves this man. Lennon, for you, what's this LAN experience been like? Talk me through how you've kept your nerves in check.
The crowd's amazing. I've attacked. It's amazing. I don't know, I've just kind of just chilled out a little bit, stayed calm and kept the team calm and stuff like that, but we really needed that game, so.
All right, come in here. Stick together, lads, stick together. Because you have to stick together now. The odds are against you as we go into this final map, and no pressure, but Europe's counting on you. How do you think you're going to approach this final drop?
We're just going to go out there, try to do our best, to be honest. We've had a bit of a stinker, so.
Well, you got a victory. A win is a win.
That'll do us.
60 points. It's fine. They've got this. They've absolutely got this. London, please give it up for Team JusT.
Well done indeed from JusT. Feels nice. Again, I'm a big fan of him, and the fact that he gets a victory, 60 points. I mean, come on, that's a lot. And a lot is needed to catch up to Diaz Biffle, who is in first place, right at 150 or so. At least the last time I had a chance to watch them on that the leaderboard top right in game. But great game, nonetheless. EU on EU. Enigma, you hate to see it, but it happened. But the crowd, they loved it.
Yeah, I mean, as JusT comes out and says there, it was about time. However, they do indeed deliver that massive map for us in 5, and it all comes from the rotation. JusT might have been so locked in that he wasn't sure, but he gets to the top of pass so early, and as teams are coming up from the bottom of village, it's a disgusting rotation that you have to try and make it through this layered, stacked, tiered area, and JusT and Vision are just raining hellfire on any team that tries to get past them, gatekeeping, picking up the big kills, and then go massive at the end to seal the deal.
Seal the deal. Indeed they did, but Dandra, going to you, Diaz Biffle was in first, as we talked about. I think they still are potentially, even though they don't get the victory this game, they were doing a tremendous job staying alive, and honestly their positioning, even sometimes out in the open, they were still picking up elims where teams probably wouldn't.
Dog, I don't know how they were able to hold this side of the mountain for so long. I'm just like, what? They're holding all of these teams pushing on in. They're just looking down. They're picking up all these free kills, but they have like 2/3 of the circle at their back, and nobody is looking down and shooting at them. But what was more impressive to me was their ability to get away from this positioning you see on your screen right now and be able to kind of make their way up the hill and be able to come out and find just even more eliminations on their way up. I was saying it's going to be a little bit hairy for some of these other squads because even if they're not getting a lot of eliminations, they are still making it deep in the placements.
He said making their way up the hill, perfect transition into Hisoka and their team staying alive as long as they did, Dream.
Yeah, which was crazy, right? Because essentially in Akhtar Village, where Aiden's team was, where Hisoka's team was, they were, like as mentioned, they had to rotate to pass. Yeah. So that elevation going from Village to pass, like Mayapo, how long he was able to stay alive was so impressive because he was able to push that to a 6th place. Yes, he did not get the multiplier, the 1.8, but from where they were at in the recovery, even from seeing that Hisoka gulag, they were like, dude, who put down their controller, bro? Because that was insane.
I mean, listen, I think this is actually really reminiscent of TBE, to be honest with you. That's how they've been able to secure a lot of tournaments in the past, right? It's just they just rack up a lot of kills. And sure, maybe they're not winning, maybe they're not getting up to that high, kind of placement, but they just get there with a lot of eliminations. They take advantage of that multiple.
Absolutely, and Rocky getting 2nd place. Let's give them their flowers because that's the first time we've seen them truly make it up the leaderboard, Enigma.
Yeah, it is, and seeing them get involved in this later stage is great. We've spoken about how they have a massive fan base here in the crowd. We've seen the squad out there. And to be honest, yeah, it hasn't been the best afternoon for us in Europe. So to see with 1st and 2nd place for us is indeed going to be a great thing. Hopefully we see that again in map 6.
Might I just say though, the fact that they were able to knock Juki's down right there and he had that self-res, like that was the saving grace because that could have been a completely different winner.
Completely different. 27 eliminations for Juki's and his crew. That is a massive game, but the reality is that was game 5. One more game to go, so it's all or nothing for several of these regions and teams out there. This is a big moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're still tallying the standings, but when we come back, we're gonna have those standings to lay down the law. Who's going to be in first? Who's trying to lock it down? We'll find out when we come back for our final map, Game 6.
Miller Gaming is the official chair partner of the World Series of Warzone. Follow along on social media for all your Call of Duty esports needs. Get all the latest info in real time. Just follow at COD_esports Twitter and Instagram now. Be sure to link your Twitch or YouTube account with your Activision profile now. Don't miss any of the amazing viewership rewards during the global final, including the chance to win a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta code.
Yeah, come here. Lower down the music, Bubba.
Yo, Hector, I've just been given the instruction that I need to use the phrase, it's time to slip it in. Hello! Welcome back to the World Series of Warzone. I've come up to the Hector stream, the Team Repulse party. I hope I haven't brought the tone down.
No, we're good. Trust me, we're good. You said, what did you say, sniff it in or what? I don't know what that means.
How dare you?
I don't know what you said. I couldn't hear you.
I did not say you had to sniff it in. I don't even know what that means. Disgusting.
That's why I was like, what?
Honestly, I was told you were filth.
Frankie, talk to me. How are you feeling right now? The energy, I did not expect it to be this crazy. I'll be honest. This is nuts.
Continue to be rude. This time about London. What do you mean you didn't expect the energy to be crazy? Did you not see CDL in 2019, in 2020?
Let's go. She pressing me, chat. She pressing me. Yeah, no, honestly, this is insane. Going into halftime, the boys are up 30-something points.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is nuts. This is insane. I don't know. How have you been?
I'm not happy. What the hell? What the hell, Europe?
We look, and I think the top EU team is sitting in 8th right now. And I don't know if there's any more.
Well, going into map number 3, StuKex were 4th. I don't know where they are now. Yeah, and they got really far. They're in the final fight.
Right now, I think.
Yeah. They're doing all right. But also, I hear there's a connection between you and Team Biffle, so I'm calling foul play here. You got in with production. Something's going on.
I mean, look, they keep telling me like when we threw the line, like, oh, y'all rigged it for Biffle. Y'all, they always say I do something. I just sit here and slap my ass. Like,
I do that. Yeah. We saw your behind being spanked on the broadcast earlier. I've heard that you've got some moves, but they most involve your bottom.
Yeah, we get a little crazy here. I'm not gonna lie. I would say I did not expect them to show me slapping my ass on these broadcasts. I'm a cute above 50. I did it.
Hey, they broadcast are wild over there. I see y'all getting the interviews too. The 50th place. Y'all are wild.
We were shocked when you interviewed TBE when they died. We're like, no way they actually did that.
The worst thing is, well, not the worst thing because it was technically my idea. There is a little bit of shade because the wooden spoon, you might need to Google it. It's not a nice thing to do to someone, but that they said that I could give wooden spoons to the team that goes out first, so that's what I've been doing.
Is that what you handed him?
Yes, apparently. But apparently I wasn't meant to tell anyone that because now it's out there on the internet that I'm a shady so-and-so. So I've got to leave you, and we've got to head back into the broadcast. So I'll see you guys on the stage.
Frankie, thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, man, bro. Yo, W chat, W Frankie, W Frankie.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Series of Warzone Global Finals presented by Prime Gaming. It comes down to this one final game to decide it all. Game number 6. Who's going to win? We're going to find out after this next game. Without further ado, we need to hop right into standings because Game 6 is about ready to go. And Dream, who is looking to take it all?
I mean, look at the difference, right? Of course, Team Biffle just set the tone early,
They set the tone early.
So what we really need to happen, like, them to go down early and somebody need to have, like, a 40-point game.
40-point game indeed. Dandro, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a lot of people who need to play the best game of their Warzone life here and now in London, right? Some of these teams that are below 10th right now, sure, there's an opportunity to make some cash here, right? Not everyone, it's not just the top team, right, that's walking home with some serious moolah. It's everyone else. So maybe don't get discouraged. That's my number one thing. Don't get discouraged heading into this lap map because you still have an opportunity to jump up.
Cash is great. Cash is great, but to be the first international champion, to be the first global champion for World Series of Warzone is truly what is the grand prize. And right now, Biffle, Sage, and Shifty are looking to take it all. Game number 6, we're about to decide our winner. So let's go to Goj and Spider Tiff.
Thank you so much, guys. Jukies from 46 to 9th place, breaking into that top 10, but it's one map here last for this series. The issue is who is going to be able to chow Team Biffle, at least 50 points ahead of the nearest competitor. It's almost as if the other 49 squads are going to be preying on their downfall, Goj.
They're all playing for second, Tiff. Let's be very clear. You're right. 45 points ahead of Hisoka. And Dandro called it out. They need this team to get full wipe with 0 points. And even still, the best game of the day was the one we just saw. That was 54 points. The only team that even has a chance to catch Team Biffle is Team Hisoka. But the rest of the squads are all right next to each other. Everybody jockeying inside from about 6th all the way down to about 15th. The spread is so razor thin, which is how you saw Jukies jump from 46th to 9th. Let's head in to the 6th and final map of the World Series of Warzone Global Finals. London, one more time, let's get real loud for the final drop of the trio section of this event.
Here we go. We get a good look at that initial zone encompassing a large majority of the water. And Jukies, your map 5 winners that took so long, as Frankie said. She hits him with the, what took you so long? She's like, yo, we've been warming up in a 54-point game at that. If they could double down and throw another one like that, putting them north of 100 points, think of the differential on the leaderboard, because for HeRe from 46 to 9, that's nothing short of impressive.
Yeah, you need a massive one, certainly. Currently situated, and I believe 4th place overall is TBE, who's just breached that 100-point margin. So there is a sizable drop-off after the 5th place, but everyone from then on out are all fighting for still a ton of cash. Again, $100,000 to the team in 1st, but still $80K for 2nd, $65K for 3rd, and so on and so forth. But if you want to make money today, you've got to make it inside the top 25. I'm looking at Aiden and Rated and Hate Adrian. They're currently in 11th place overall, just outside of the top 10, and that money drastically starts increasing after the top 10.
Well, it's going to be Aizen, but they're not going up against DBZ this time. It's actually going to be Team Swag that will be contesting them over here at Airport. And Aizen and Heeds, they were trying to bait colors into their building. They threw that proximity mine down on the ground, but it looks like Aizen and Heeds will be getting the stronghold for themselves. And Swag and Co, they're kind of rotating out, but Heeds looking to catch Z colors off guard.
Now, with Juki's kind of increasing his point total, we do now officially have 4 EU teams inside the top 10. Heeds and Gromalok, they've been playing a hyper-aggressive play style, but they're not one of those teams. They'd love to creep inside the top 10, love to continue to prove themselves. They've been contesting any team they can get their hands on. They're just not winning every single time. You need those early eliminations if you want to find yourself in the final couple circles. I got to give a shout out to Pat Zuka, Inxian, off-screen wiping DBZ. The crowd saw it and the crowd got loud. We'll check in with him in a little bit.
Tappa on the upper floor of the building ahead of Champy. Can Big Pavo close the distance? Definitely got to check behind, because he knows that there's a member that was able to snake off into the water. Sometimes if you're running amok, you have to get into water to rotate, but Tappa not able to get there just yet. The jump comes around and Big Pavo able to take down Tappa, the last member of this team unable to rotate.
Yeah, these are those early fights you look back on and say, okay, we have 4, 5, 6 eliminations. We're kind of setting up for that next circle, setting up for the next zone. These are clutch, but they're not everything. You need more, especially if you're a team like this that's near the bottom of the leaderboard. You've got to go massive, and every single kill could net you quite literally hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Everything counts. Every single elimination counts. Jowo, Breadman, Limax, a strong start and a mediocre finish. We'll see if they can finish well in the final map. As Smixy getting the better of Levi on the other side. Smixy going big to potentially take down the Australian team as Zeppa and Teeny close the gap.
And this is what they need to do. We were talking to Smixy earlier on. Frankie pulled her aside. Hey, what's going on? It's just like, we just need to win that first initial engagement. If they're already picking off a couple members, getting that KP, that's exactly what is benefiting them. But Zeppa and Teeny waiting to see, hey, will Levi come back? Did he guess the Gulag win? No, so they will likely have to get enough cash to be able to buy them back. But then you jump on over to Observatory, the one team that has the best chance of catching Team Biffle. It's going to be on your screen. Team Soka, Skullface Mayapo, and Hisoka, the captain himself.
Yeah, the big question in my mind is this trio. Do they go into this game and say, let's go absolutely crazy to try to take first place? They won't settle for second, of course, but do you kind of rest on your laurels a little bit and say, we want to stay alive, we want to maintain our position, because they do have a sizable gap from second to third. It's a 13-point margin, so if they just have a pretty solid game, they're likely going to lock up $80,000 to their name. Knowing this trio, though, they're not even looking at the leaderboard. They're just going to play their game. They're going to do what they do best. As off screen, you're seeing Lennon, Juki's finding a couple eliminations. They're keeping up that pace they set in map 5.
Skull being patient, playing some head peeks here, but you've got the 2022 EU World Series of Warzone champions on the high ground going up against NA. So that's a heavy hitting fight. We'll check back in with that later as we keep on board with your current leaders here on LAN in the global finals. It's Team Biffle.
again, no one really contesting their point total. Same thing that I just said for Team Hisoka is the exact same mentality for this team. All they're worried about is getting some points on the board. They're not worried about the leaderboard, though. They're going to play their game. I can only expect you're going to see them in the final circle. You're also going to see them with a ton of eliminations, but only time will tell. Head back to Observatory to take a look at a potential fight here. Again, Savvy Ultras is here every single time, but a team that has to play aggressive because they're outside the top 10. Aiden, Rated, Adrian pushing up from behind. Savvy Ultras forcing the encounter.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Team Juki's just got wiped. All of them sent to the Gulag. So if we wanted them to go back to back, the odds are already stacked against them. But in the tunnels, it's Sage, and Sage goes down. Shifty not able to get by his teammate to grab a trade. Team Echo on your screen. Echo, Tomsterbaum, and Bubble. I mean, Echo and Tomsterbaum, they've been playing since the beginning of Verdansk, the competitive Warzone history. I was able to stop by, talk to them. They said, hey, we're running 2 Signal 50s. Echo's going to be running that AR SMG. But honestly, your weapon doesn't matter here because it's the last game of the day, and your job is to climb up that leaderboard tooth and nail. I fully expect this last map to be the most aggressive we've witnessed.
And that story of Echo is a story that many of these teams share. I'll pause that story to say, well, it's Sage in the Gulag, and again, you want to maintain that position. Sage looking for his opposition, throws a grenade here from Brilo. Doesn't connect, which gives a little bit of information to Brilo to know that Sage was on the left-hand side. Sage says, nope, you're not gonna know that. I'm gonna go to the right, procs, and guess what? Brilo thought he was on the left. A great move by Sage to outsmart his opponent. He's not gonna lose that one.
Not gonna lose the Gulag, maybe not gonna lose land here. Could you imagine? I know we have Pulse Check in the building upstairs sitting with J God and Lucky and Rampage, and they're just cheering on Biffle, their brother at arms. But Skullface here finds himself in the Gulag, but a heavy hitting one against Jowo.
This is a big one. Hisoka's team in second. Skullface a huge part of that. But Jowo on the other side needs a massive momentum swing to continue to increase their prize pool. Likely gonna walk away with some cash. The question is how much? Couple shots against Skullface, only break one plate. Skullface misses. Oh, the timing. Jowo wins out that one. Jowo's gonna be heading back free and clear, but if I know anything about Mayapo and Skullface and Hisoka is that they're quickly gonna get Skullface back, and then that's exactly what just happened.
Hit the flare, hit the rotate, doing an intel contract to get that next circle information. But Jowo just absolutely finessed in the Gulag. And, you know, some, lo and behold, do call him Flowo, maybe the king of movement here in Warzone.
Flowo, movement king, whatever you want to call him. Joe's the GOAT. Question is he going to be the GOAT on land? Probably not first place, but hey, we still have the solo YOLO after this. Anybody's game for $100,000. We'll get to that in a moment, though, because still a lot of cash to be had here. $500,000 up for grabs. This is the last map for it, and DBZ needs to go big. An okay map in the last one after their win. They're going to clean up Meeks here and keep moving on their merry way. Decent position, decent advantage, but where do you go from here, Tiff?
You go up. You want the high ground. Rotate through Observatory, see where that next circle is going to start pulling, and then prioritize your rotation, because that's what has been killing so many of our teams. And with so much water still in this main zone, a lot of teams have prioritized going to Said City, and that's not a bad move. That's not a bad shout, but the thing is, can we get there? Squads like FIFA Kill have already rotated in.
And I was taking a look at this map again. You can take a look at it yourself on the Call of Duty Echo Twitch channel. You can see where the map is as Almond finds one. Great timing for Almond to pick one up, creeping along the ground. Now they have player advantage. Now they hunt their prey. Noob's gonna creep up above. These players know every single angle to get in and out of these buildings. And Noobs flanks his opponent, pushes as a team. They're not taking any chances here, Tiff. 3v1 should be no problem at all.
Finding themselves inside the top 5, but they will not be happy with that. Tommy had a strong performance the last time he was in the Copper Box Arena, and performing here today would be exactly what they need, but they're just 4.4 points outside of the top 3. But Dusamir is the squad currently sitting in 3rd. They've got the high ground, and they are just above Team Huskers.
Yeah, I've got to give some flowers to that Mexico team. They're playing fantastic. Getting shot in the back, though. Dusamir now in trouble. A little bit of a caster curse, but Castillo's going to make it right. Going to try to play the high ground position, and I like this spot. Huskers, Mutex, Jesus, they've got to know they have the high ground. Jesus, an incredible player. traveled all over the world to compete in Warzone, not only today, but in the past. Won a LAN for 10K in Amsterdam. Has an opportunity to hopefully increase his standings on the leaderboard and win some cash. But let's head to the Gulag here. Davis Amir, 3rd place currently, trying to take down 11th place Hate Adrian. This is a nice 1v1 for a massive moment.
Hitting overtime. No one on the flag. PDSW in hand is not a bad gun for the Gulag, but check the angle that Deuce is working on. He's gonna push the issue, and Adrian clutches that. Exactly what they needed to do for Team 8, and I told you, I sat down, I talked with them early on. He's like, I don't know, I'm just here to shoot my gun, and hey, it's working.
The game of chicken in the Gulag is always a fun one. Who's gonna go with the flag first? Usually that person loses. Sometimes they both lose, Tiff. Gotta get on the flag pretty quick, make sure the time doesn't run out. Let's check in with our 2nd place team. They seemingly are in a bit of trouble, have lost 1. Dongi and Vonbot up above, don't seemingly are gonna, they're not gonna approach Mayapo here. Instead, they're gonna continue to maintain high ground position in that POI. That's where they land usually. Wonder how many kills they have. Let's head over to the leaders though. Sage, Biffle, Shifty doing, well, Team Biffle things. Continuing to find eliminations and continuing to win those gunfights.
Just hanging out on the outskirts of Hydroelectric was essentially their drop spot. They land in Hydro, they stay in Hydro, they reap in Hydro. And this is actually what is allowing them to farm so many eliminations. And because the zone keeps Hydro in zone, more teams are going to be rotating out of the northern side from Rohan Oil, and they're essentially just gatekeeping everything, and the next team is going to be too strong making their way through that, but not before CPA tries to hit a rotation with the Hummer. They do lose out on CPA, and we're flying off the mountainside of Observatory. Moriko just keeps going, hanging outside of the passenger seat, maybe trying to scout some of them.
Our Asia regional team, they played hyper aggressive in the regional qualifiers and dominated the competition, probably by driving Hummers and pushing every single gunfight and landing Observatory. The problem is when you do this, you are giving away your position to everyone. They're just trying to find some sort of space that they can hang on to and restabilize. I don't think anyone in this lobby is going to allow them to do that. I'm looking at our map though. Of course, Hydro's still inside the next zone. It's looking like it might pull towards Cave, which is good for Vonbot, Dongi, and Nofo, a team that's kind of an unknown squad that really made a name for themselves in the World Series of Warzone series. Got an opportunity to do something big here. The only team contesting them is Team 38.
Yeah, so go back on your screen. Your 2nd place team still need about 50 points to cover the gap between Team Biffle. And it's just going to be so tough because they've constantly been in that regain blender, not able to be up to full form. But it's Almond already on 7, has overtaken Deucemir and pushed themselves into the top 3.
If I know anything about TBE, they're not complacent when they're inside the top 5. They're going to continue to push the equation. That's exactly what you're seeing. I think that's a total of 15 eliminations already from TBE with 37 teams up. They've got an opportunity to do something crazy right now. Can they catch Team Biffle? Likely and mathematically, probably not. But can they creep up into 3rd? Can they creep up into 2nd? It's possible. They need Hisoka to go down, and they need to continue to farm kills, and they're doing exactly that. Swag doing everything in his power. It's just not enough. Noobs grabs another.
Yo, but they hit the do-si-do and hit the flare in the meantime. Will it have connected? Regardless, another elimination goes the way of TBE and Tommy. Now we know they always make that Bermuda Triangle style of play with Almond down in the Gulag. Tommy on the rooftop looking down at Laga and Diego, able to throw down some shots, not necessarily connecting. Maybe a little bit of a lethal, maybe that will connect. But regardless, you want to wait on Almond and see if he's able to get out of the Gulag, but not before Noobs falls.
Yeah, Tim, I usually make a basketball reference here about their triangle formation. I was going to try to lean into football, but I'm not going to disappoint the London crowd. I'm going to let it stand. Tommy looking for a couple of eliminations still. Lage holding his own, but should go down here shortly. The question is, Tim, if you're TBE, obviously you've got a couple in the Gulag here, a ton of eliminations. You want to play this hyper-aggressive playstyle. You got Smixy on the other side. Alma's going to try to win this. Where do you go from here? The rotation's going to be tough for Tommy, and you're going to have 2 flyers in the air. They're going to have to scope it out. We'll see if he can win it.
On the ground prone, able to clean up Smixy. You can see that he extended out onto Smixy's side of the gulag, which is very similar of how we witnessed Soka playing early on, but still able to take that elimination, add it to the tally because they are just trying to pull away from that 4th place squad, Team Deuce, Amir, and Soka. Not able to catch a break here in map number 6, but if they go down here, it will open the door for teams to pass them.
The opportunity for TBE to make it to 2nd place completely depends on Hisoka and Mayapo staying alive in this moment. Going down with 0 eliminations is so uncharacteristic of Hisoka. I can't even believe that it could happen. We'll see. Shifty playing maybe playing with his food a little bit. I think they knocked Bino and then let himself revive and then killed him outright. Wanted to make sure they weren't going to get picked off by a 3rd party. We take a look at our zone here. Of course, everybody's moved outside of the majority of the hydroelectric, creeping down towards caves. And Tiff, we might be seeing another water zone.
You would love that, wouldn't you, Coach? You would love a water zone. You're so devious, but regardless, it doesn't matter at this point, with Biffle still able to extend that lead that they're maintaining. And honestly, with the zone pulling just south of hydroelectric, they've got a position where they're able to gatekeep yet again, and that has just kept them maintaining this pace that no one can manifest. Even Soka running the gauntlet of potentially not able to even hold on to 2nd place.
Off-screen, TBE is in a bit of trouble, but they've taken down Finesse, and a couple teams at the top fighting each other, and the gulag is closed. Tiff, we are officially nearing the end game of the last map. Tommy and Almond hunting down Empathy.
Here we go.
Almond on 10. TBE is going huge. Doesn't matter what weapons in his hand. DBZ's in their way. Almond shooting bodies.
Do you blame them, though? They get a durable gas mask, they get their squad together, and they take out 2 members that were likely close to them on the leaderboard. Now we start to parachute away. Look for the high ground as we see squad 26 in the distance. Tactical Brit was who actually was firing down with a signal 50 from above, but look at, we've got the ultimate flank.
I think TBE's on 21 eliminations.
Could you imagine?
An opportunity to do something that many people would say is impossible. I don't know if they're gonna catch this squad, but this could be a window of opportunity. Sage is down, quick flare. Team Biffle knows what they're doing. All 3 alive, as always. Several teams, though, surrounding them. A tough spot in the zone. Sure, it's central, but not ideal. A little bit of cover to work with, and somehow Team Hisoka fully stabilized all 3 up.
They did have the cash. They just needed a buy station or a flare to get their numbers back up. But I'm keeping my eyes on Biffle and Shifty on the right-hand side of your screen, playing just by the bridge. TBE just to the northern ahead of them in a big engagement as Tommy goes down. Tommy is fooled by 8th. Now, Noobs and Almond will have to clutch up this moment and get out of this congested area.
If anybody's wondering here in the stadium where Team Jukies is, they've been eliminated already. They're not here in the final couple circles. They might see themselves into the top 10, but it's going to be close. The big question in my mind is who's going to win map 6 and cement themselves in history. Some of the greatest Warzone players of all time.
Oh.
Great snipes.
Signal 50, maybe that will be the greatest ever in World Series of Warzone history. Not a particular player, but a particular weapon in the hands of Shifty.
They're keeping up the pace though, Tiff. They're not relenting. They've got to kind of move into this next circle. Look at the next zone. Half of it's in the river.
Jowo's already there. Tommy's back up, Almond's on the roof. PA liking to wreak havoc, but not necessarily. It does knock Almond on the roof. Tommy does not have a flare. 5 eliminations, typically anchoring for this squad.
If they want a chance to take down Team Hisoka, they have to stay alive. They need the 1.6 and the 1.8
They're
times
tied.
multiplier. Look at that scoreboard on the right-hand side. Team Biffle likely your winners, but 2nd place is a complete toss-up. 2 teams at 129.4, 2 teams vying for 2nd, but Deus Amir Our Mexico squad is not too far behind. Sage goes big, no! Falls, and a quick answer back from Shifty. This team is moving on all cylinders. The team at the top is going to remain there at 182 points. Tiff, could they breach 200 points on land?
There is a possibility as we get into that multiplier, but not before Soka able to find another one, but he's only on 2 eliminations with 13 squads remaining. We are getting into those upper multipliers, but is going to be difficult.
Tiff, this is unbelievable. 11 teams left. Many of our top squads still alive. Third place walks away with $65,000, but first place is $100,000, and second at $80K. We're likely witnessing not only history, but a fight for $15,000 for second and third place. Skullface in the water with the attack. Siege goes down. EU Ghost goes massive. An opening for TBE and others to creep in. Where are they? Where can they be found? Shifty still up. 7 eliminations, picking up Louis. No! Another knock from distance!
King AJ
is out of here!
Goodbye, and a flare to boot. We're getting Sage back in if we can just get a moment, and there it goes. 4 squads remaining, and look who's got the high ground. It's not Anakin, it's Biffle.
Tiff, so much math behind the scenes, so much money exchanging hands. 3 teams fighting for the final victory. No, make it 4. 1 still in the water. Flanks fighting Sage. Sage goes down. F-Tac Siege reigns supreme when it comes to water, but we're moving back to land on the next zone. 3 teams left. Joe wipes the next one. Joe needs this to walk away with a ton of cash, but it's going to be difficult when you've got Shifty on high ground.
Yeah, but they're sitting on double-digit eliminations, vying for that 2x multiplier. And Team Smixy in the distance, flanked and attract. Some have called them the golden thirds, but here they're showing why they are so prevalent.
Whoa.
Wiping Joe. Now, Team Smixy versus Team Biffle, endgame map 6.
A ton of cash on the line. A ton of eliminations in pocket. Shifty grabs another knock. Looking to close this thing out in style, Tiff. 200 points potentially and looming. A 2v2 with high ground positioning, but not a lot of gas mask to boot. They do make it into position to hold ultimate high. This is unbelievable.
I just want to see him style on him. I know one's got the signal 50, but Shifty is down. Biffle, last standing here, keeping an eye out on flanked, not able to necessarily spot them, but as that circle starts to shift, Shifty back up on his feet. Biffle still the south press, and there he goes, the push onto flanked. Smixy squad is wiped, and Biffle stand up, your winners of map number 6 and a $100,000 World Series of Warzone Global Final Champions.
Team Biffle, go get your trophy. You earned it, and you earned it in style. A massive victory and a ton of points with a ton of cash.
That trophy's been staring at everyone all day, centered in the middle of all of our 150 players. But now it is going to be Biffle and co lifting it.
Tiff, this was unbelievable. An absolute domination from Team Biffle. There were so many people that watched them in the World Series.
There he is.
Stage 1, Stage 2, and they said they couldn't do it. They didn't have the Kim. They were all slayers. No one was willing to do the dirty work. Shifty has had this mark on his name, a chip on his shoulder, and he has proved it on land that he can do it here, he can do it anywhere. Team Biffle are your champions.
Here in the Copper Box Arena, history is made. Shifty, the newest member of the roster, alongside Biffle and Sage there. That trophy is hoisted. Congratulations, boys. You just won $100,000.
The crowd.
He definitely knows what he's doing already with that character.
So close for Sosa, he can make this comeback.
Overhead!
Oh, gets hit by the overhead. Just forgot about the string. so tricky. So many overheads in this game, way more than we used to have in MK11, and a lot of them aren't even reactable. So you really need to look at the strings and just memorize them.
And JusT looking like a freaking Dark Souls boss in this bracket. Sosa, thank you so much for playing here today, but unfortunately this is single elimination. That means JusT is in the next round, and Sosa, we're gonna see him again very, very soon, hopefully.
Yeah, great stuff from JusT. We already looked at two. I mean, Danielle, Quinlu, and now JusT are all looking like very high level, even though it's so early in the game. They're looking really, really solid.
They really look, yes. I was about to mention that, and it is still crazy to me. I mean, I cannot learn that fast like these super, super high-level players here every single day. I need time, Thamer. I need time to remember the special moves. I need time to figure out a character. But these guys, they just hit the lab. They take a look at the moveset, right? And they can basically play already. It is unbelievable.
It's really, really impressive. But I don't want other people or like since MK11. He's one of the OGs. Both of them are using the seasonal skins from this season of Combat League. Love to see it.
Robo, thank you so much for the gifted subs in the chat, left and right. Everyone who's here for the first time, welcome to the arena. Thanks for spending time with us. Sunder, that Raiden damage is juicy.
Baraka is no slouch either when it comes to damage. I'd love to see some full combos from Spurlook as well. And look at that overhead. It jumps over grabs, it jumps over pokes, it punishes them at least to a full combo. Meterless, both of them using Serena. Like I said, very popular cameo. Trust me, if you want to get good at this game early, make sure you learn this cameo. Make sure you know how to deal with it. It's kind of tricky to punish, but there are some unique ways depending on your character. No anti-airs. Come on, guys. It's not MK11. Don't be afraid to anti-air. You can do it. Big full combo, 38%. I think that was Meterless, if I'm not mistaken. 38. My goodness. Good check on the backdash, but doesn't get the hit confirmed. Launcher. That string, the second hit of that string that launches is a high, by the way. You can duck it. Whoa, that was weird. He went through.
That special move, good. Big damage. Okay, it was only 40%. Maybe I was a little bit wrong here. Holly, thank you for another gifted sub. It looks brutal, yes.
Yeah. It looks like a lot because it's Baraka. He's just slashing you, ripping your guts out, and then it's like 14%. But if he does the full combo, trust me, it is a lot. Squirrelwood's zoning out Thunder. Now, Thunder does have a teleport, but uses it at the wrong moment. Squirrelwood's taking game one, even though Raiden, as we saw, is a very strong character. Squirrelwood's not afraid.
Not afraid at all. And that Baraka is definitely cooking right now, just like our community in the back, Thamer. Thank you guys so much for spreading the love with the chat, gifting a sub to your favorite viewer. I appreciate that so much, and it helps tremendously keeping this tournaments going for and with the community, because you guys know it here at the arena. You are the main sponsor, so thank you for allowing us to host these tournaments every single day.
So we're so lucky to have this community, and we're so lucky to have this big bald man Rip, who is so committed to this community, so dedicated to work so hard every day, even when it's tough for him, even when it's not easy, even when he wants to just take a break, take a rest. But now he's here every day, streaming, doing events for the community. Guys, trust me, this isn't something that we've always had. In MK11, I was struggling to find tournaments on PC for my community. There was nowhere I could join. But now we're so lucky to have Rip do these events for us for so much money as well, thanks to the community. So make sure you take advantage. It's free to sign up. Join the Discord. If you're on PC, if you're on PlayStation, sign up for it. You have nothing to lose. It's completely free. You get better at the game. You join this amazing community. You have no reason not to do it.
Thank you so much for saying that, Thamer. Right now, Thunder fighting for his life. Again, wake up armor from Sprudel.
Lots of tricky strings. Okay, Thunder did manage to duck under it this time, but gets hit by the overhead. Drops the combo though. Shouldn't come as a surprise. Still very early. Everybody's dropping combos. Execution ain't there yet. And look at the Serena cameo. So tricky. Okay, are we about to see the first big damage combo from Sprudel?
Oh, I love that combo. Looks so cool. Man, they killed the design here with Baraka. Beautiful work from NRS.
Always such a good job with Baraka, man. Even MK11, like in terms of visuals, Baraka is one of my favorites. Oh, misses the punish on the throw, but still gets it. Escape fail from Sunder. Almost had the clutch escape fail, but not quite. Gets drawn. Speaking of throws in this game, in case you haven't noticed, there's no KBs anymore. So escape fail isn't as important as it used to be because it doesn't give you access to KBs. So you should be teching every throw in this game. Especially since, from my testing so far, there's a lack of auto shimmies. So you don't need to be afraid to tech throws. You should always go for a tech. With the overhead.
Overhead not ready to block in time.
String, man. Everybody's getting hit by that.
At least overheads in MK1, they're a quite quick Thamer. At least to me as an old man, hard to react.
Yeah, according to Crinlo, he says Raiko has an auto shimmy. I did see it. I took a look at it. I think Tanya might have a decent auto shimmy. They're not that good. I wouldn't consider them like a straight up real auto shimmy like Cassie in MK11, for example. But I don't know. They might hit some people. We'll see. I guess we'll know in the future. 1 round each. Playing from long range mid-screen. Gets the hit confirmed. Huge damage here. No breakaway for Sprudel. Gonna have to take this whole combo. In the corner, he gets even more. 14.
Oh, that was an interesting interaction from both. Yes, just Sprudel jumping over Sunder.
That is a genuine strategy, by the way. Because of Wake Up Armored Special, there are some moves that just jump over the Armored Special and makes it whip. So it might be a good option to use as a meaty. Another Armored Special, so strong in this game. And right back at you from Sunder. Both using Armored Specials. Not quite enough to kill.
I thought Sunder tries to whip punish, goes for a teleport instead, but Sprudel continuing the pressure.
Yeah, Baraka is one of the highest chip damage characters in this game. He has very long strings, so many hits. So it does a lot of chip damage, very, very high. Both these guys are already level 15 and level 20. These guys are killing this game already, man. Come on, it's been 1 day.
The entire community is on the grind. And once again, since I see so many people out here, I cannot tell you how honored, what kind of feeling that is to sit here after so many years, Thamer, and finally host the first MK1 events. I cannot wait to see the future of competitive Mortal Kombat. I'm quite curious what NRS has in the pipeline for us as well. It is going to be a good time. So thank you so much for being a part of this. A big shout out to all the players. I mean, alone in our Discord, we are close to 3,000 people in there.
Wow. Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, it feels so good looking at all my friends playing MK1 now. Even the guys that I haven't seen in ages. Guys that stopped playing at MK11. Everybody's back now on MK1. Everybody's back. Everybody's back together. Love to see it. Big whiffs from Sprudel, but it is tricky to whip punish them because nobody knows the strings yet. Oh, it's gonna be another big combo from Sunder. He does have breakaway. Trades. Baraka's projectile does 80 damage, by the way. Huge damage. He does win trades with projectiles. Perfect time teleports. Sunder was so good with that at 11. Gonna be good at that at MK1 as well. Trades. Oh, that should be death, I think, if he doesn't drop it. Yeah, simple stuff. That string seems to be so good for Raiden.
It really looks solid. I mean, we can say that about so many strings in this game, Thamer. There's just so much juice in MK1. And Sprudel showing us some of it.
Speaking of juice, look at that. My goodness, they did such a good job with Baraka's animations. Look at that.
Thank you so much for the support. Black Sheep in the chat, having a little party with us.
Big damage, 42, 43. Teleports himself into the corner. I don't know about that decision. Gonna say about the overhead. Come on, Sprudel, show us the big combos.
G-Say Thamer, say less, my friend. Oh no, he dropped it. You made him nervous. That one is on you, Thamer.
Oh, what's the punish? He can kill now. No, breaker. Came in clutch. Gotta be careful now. It's 1 touch each. Thunder on his way to win his first game in the set.
Oh, but he wasn't ready. That blade charge is pretty quick. Jump in, Sprudel. 1 touch is gonna do it. Ah!
Gets hit by the low. That should be it. Sunder taking the first game, putting it up on the board. Bruto's still in the lead, but hey, Sunder got the momentum now. So you never know what could happen.
These matches are so close, and once again, it is amazing to see how quick these competitive players are able to adapt to a completely new game.
It's amazing stuff. I like to see, like, Sunder was kind of struggling at the beginning, even though he had the combos on lock. He was kind of struggling in neutral versus Baraka, who has that long-range blade charge, those long strings. You never know when to press, when to take your turn. But he's adapting, he's getting better. Sunder, part of the PhD team, by the way. Sick team, by the way. And lovely to see him adapt to Spiritless playstyle. He might be able to make this comeback.
Dark Cotton Colony.
Kung Lao says you fight fiercely.
One of Tarkat's few.
And yes, we appreciate every single one out there watching this right now, being here with us, watching some MK1 tourneys, even though it is only day 2 of the early access. But come on, let's all agree that these players, they are cooking.
They did such a good job with the intros in this game, man. I love seeing the characters like talk and then kind of fight, push each other away at the beginning. Like they're instigating a fight, just getting ready. That looks so sick. Oh, blocks the overhead. That's tricky to block, but it is reactable. It's 21 frames, I believe, so you can react to it. Trades, as I said, Baraka's going to be winning those trades. His projectile does 80 damage. Knocks him down, blocks the lows. Oh, but Spiritless doesn't block them himself.
And all that came from that Serena assist.
He has combo breaker, but he decides not to use it. Oh, it's almost like he knew he was dropping the combo. Gets the launcher. Show us the full combo. We want to see it. Oh, that's so beautiful.
And there's 31% again. Wake up armor from Sunder. We saw that several times in this match already.
12%. It's one touch for each. It's so close. Oh, he gets him with the Serena cameo. He couldn't block it. It is tricky. She throws 2 projectiles. They hit you from the front, and then they hit you from the back twice more on the way back. So it's 4 hits in total.
Wait, Tamer, are you talking about this match, or are you talking about the secondary tab you have open in your browser?
What are you talking about?
Hitting from the front and the back. I don't know what this guy is talking about, chat.
Okay. No, hold on. No. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about Serena's projectile. What are you talking about?
Okay, Tamer, okay. I just wanted to make sure real quick.
What the hell? Sprutal with on set points. He might be taking his momentum away from Sunder. He looks like he's kind of struggling now. Hits him with the low. Come on, show us the big combos. No breaker for Sprutal. All right, good stuff. Gonna reach 40. 42%.
Once again, what is this damage, chat? Raiden, even though the character, he looks so small and fragile, the damage output is ridiculous.
Especially in the corner, it gets even worse. Look at this. After this combo, I think 1 throw will be enough to kill. No, not quite. No whip punish. Oh, gets him with the low again. That's so good in neutral. Because he stays so long to the ground, it's hard to hit him out of it. Trades. He can't afford any. He has no help. Last round. Sprutal still on set point, but Sunder might be able to make this comeback.
Trying to bring this back, and we might see another game 5. Nice interrupt from Sprutal there with the assist. Combo.
Oh, look at that combo. Beautiful stuff. Gets him with the shimmy with the low. Love to see it. Slight delay. Drops the combo though. Punish. Hits him with the overhead. It does jump over projectiles. I mean, jumps over pokes, sorry. Jumps over pokes. That overhead from Baraka. Very tricky. Trying to play it safe. Oh, it's going to be a huge combo. He does have breaker. No more bars for Sprutal. No more cameo. Needs to take it slow now, but he does have fatal blow. Is this gonna be it?
This is gonna connect. This is gonna kill. I don't think that the scaling is gonna be too rough on this.
I think you're right. It's gonna kill. Oh, this looks so brutal from Baraka. I love his animation.
Wait
a minute. He's on.
Oh, wow.
0.8%. No. Gets him with the big boot to the face.
Yeah,
so close. I have a feeling even Sunder didn't know he was going to survive that. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for that.
He definitely wasn't ready. And then Strudel coming in out with the big toe first. GG's.
Great set, great set. This has to be the closest set we've seen so far today. And I have a feeling the next sets are going to be even better. Because now we're getting the big boy sets. Now it's going to be the big boys.
Yes, that was the last set of round number 1. And now it is getting hot in here. Everyone, welcome to the semi-finals. Only 3 matches left in this tournament. And now we're gonna see some sweats in action. Let's bring in the bracket. Let's talk about it. We saw Daniel in round number 1 humiliating his opponent Martian. Sorry Martian, but we have to say it like that. Daniel's Johnny looked so solid, but so did Quinlu's Reiko. Famer, what do you expect here?
I mean, it's gonna be really tricky. We saw him play versus Martian's Reptile and Geras. Very different characters from Reiko. Reiko's pretty unique with his range and his weird zoning that Quinlu is doing. Like, it's such a tricky character because if you stay away from him, he has great zoning. If you're mid-screen, he has great buttons. He has those great long-range kicks that can hit you. If you're up close, he has a command grab. So what do you do against this guy? It's very tricky to play against him. But Johnny Cage also very strong up close. He definitely wants to stay in your face, pressure you with the plus frames, hit you with that 9-frame mid, which is very rare in this game. So it's very powerful. Daniel's
really
gonna make. He's gonna have to make the most of it to be able to beat Quinlu. He has shown us he's a very strong player, even though it's still early. He has a very good mastery of Reiko. Obviously, still so much to learn in this game. We're all learning still, but these players have honestly reached a surprising level of skill. Like, I gotta be honest,
It is amazing.
I'm surprised.
Yes,
because I've been playing this game since yesterday, and it's I'm so much worse, bro. I'm not even close to these guys, man.
It is
like they're just built different.
It is incredible. We saw the comments on YouTube as well about yesterday's video where Makuran, he put on a show. He literally put on a show. It was incredible. In case you're interested, feel free to follow the YouTube channel if you like competitive Mortal Kombat in general, because we're doing this for more than 2.5 years already. We paid out more than $65,000 in prize pool to the players within 1.5 years, crowdfunded with the best community out there on Twitch and on YouTube. And now the first set of the semifinals is starting. Welcome Quinlu and welcome Daniel.
I love how Johnny's just wearing a slick suit. He's got the ring on, the JC ring, and the watch too. He's got so much swag on him. And look at this combo. Speaking of swag, look at that corner carry. Quinlu gonna struggle to keep him away, but hits him with that 16-frame overhead. That is so hard to deal with. Gets him with the throw, whips the command grab. Gonna be a big punish from Daniel. There's no breakaway for Quinlu. Oh, drops the combo. Still gets 36%. Solid stuff. Bro, that overhead hits so hard. It's such
I love the spacing. We see Daniel, he loved neutral in MK11, but MK1 brings this to a completely different level.
Killing him with those overheads. So many mix-ups from Quinlu. Daniel's struggling to block all these options. He's got lows, overheads, grabs.
The flawless block on that.
Blocks it and punishes it. You can do that? I didn't even know. It's a 16-frame button. How do you flawless block that?
You have to be Daniel for that.
That is amazing. Gonna hit him with the full combo now too? Oh, Daniel needs to relax. Somebody tell him to relax. 40%. Gets the pick up on the jump kick. Can he pick that up? Of course he can. It's Daniel. No way. Somebody stop this man. Back escape. Quinlu struggling. I expected this to be so much closer, Rip. What's going on?
I have no idea, but Daniel, he is here for a reason. He is saying, I'm gonna win this tournament. I'm gonna show the world who is the superior player in this.
That was so one-sided. Daniel just got in his face, combo after combo after combo. He got hit with a few grabs, a few overheads, but that's like, what, 10% damage each? That's nothing. Meanwhile, he's hitting him with the 35% combos on every hit confirm. I think he didn't drop a single combo. He dropped one, but he still got a ton of damage before dropping it. So great execution, even though it's so early.
And the community is impressed.
Let's not talk about tier list. It's too early to be talking about tier list. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Whatever you say.
Pretty close prediction in the chat. They're not sure who is gonna take this very strong round number 1 from Daniel. Can he keep it up? 1-0 lead versus the Quinjet from Sweden.
Quinlu, I didn't even see his cameo last game. I don't think he knows how to use Sub-Zero defensively, but he needs to figure it out because this offense from Daniel is so hard. Look at the backdash, almost whip punish the poke. Backdashes are very strong in this game. You know, you do one button, you stagger it, backdash, hit him with the mid to hit punish the poke. So strong in this game. Very strong option.
And look at LeBron in the chat with the first time message saying, finally catch this channel live. LeBron, welcome to the arena, my friend. Thank you for tuning into our live events. Let's get it, everyone.
Quinlu using the Sub-Zero armor in a very smart way. Arming through his projectiles and just out-zoning him. There you go, the shoulder charge. That's what I want to see. Gets a Sub-Zero armor again, but Daniel with the staggers. You just never know when to take your turn versus Johnny. Back escape, good stuff, Quinlu. Health leads are almost even. Each of them need one touch into fatal blow.
This is a true nail biter in the chat. And what is Daniel doing?
Can he kill? He drops the combo. Oh, this is so scary.
Good tag. That was a crucial one. Daniel finding that button first. And Holly, thank you for another gifted sub to our community newcomer. These sets are unbelievable.
That mid is so strong for Johnny. That 4-3, it's a 9-frame mid, so fast, such good range. So hard to stay out of it. 35%. Gets a little bit of star meter, another full combo right afterwards.
And I agree with that break. That would have led into so much damage.
That is so clever. He's ducking under the projectile to charge up the star meter. It's full now. Daniel. Oh, watch this combo.
Oh, it is
oh
time,
my God,
it
watch
is
this combo.
time, Daniel. He is here in the arena. Unfortunate drop. Or was it a reset favor? I don't know.
Only Danielle knows. Only Danielle knows. But man, another one-sided round so fast from Danielle. It looks like this man has already figured out this matchup perfectly. How does he know how to play this matchup? How does he know already?
No idea, but Thamer, let me give you a reminder. We are talking about a literal arena champion here. Daniel winning the arena in Season 10. And he definitely knows what he's doing when it comes down to Mortal Kombat gameplay.
I know him too well, man. This man eliminated me from the finals a while ago.
I'm sorry, Thamer. I'm sorry for reminding you here in front of 500. Daniel kicked out Thamer in the grand finals. And Thamer, he is still having nightmares.
Man, it looks like he's gonna be doing the same to me in MKO, bro. This guy is looking so clean, so clean. All right, Quinlu needs to make some adaptations here. Going for a little bit of zoning, gets to jump in, big combo, no breakaway. You have to be so careful on round start because you don't have enough bars for armor breaker. So you have to take 0 risks. Danielle getting so many hit confirms. Quinlu just struggling to take his turn here. Gets the first hit confirm finally. Solid damage. I believe that is optimal, at least as far as we know. With a different cameo, you can find even more optimal combos. There's so much creativity in this game. Actually blocks the overhead. How is Daniel doing that? It's 16 frames.
I just don't understand. Daniel, what is the secret?
He just knows what you're gonna do. Oh, but doesn't know it well enough. Oh, wait, he's not there yet.
Yeah, but Daniel, he believes in the comeback. Look at the lively for Quinlu, but one opening is enough. We go for the throw.
He can't do it. I don't believe it. No way. He can't do it. That's supposed to be impossible. He's supposed to get chipped out.
Thamer, we are
the projectile, and then he ducks under it, punishes it with a shadow kick.
Never doubt a champion.
Into the cameo setup. How can he do this in 24 hours? What is this man gonna do in a month?
Are you looking at me?
Charging up that star meter, almost has it full. Quinlu getting a few hits here and there, but no hit confirms.
Dash movement is looking. Look at him, just like a freaking race car. What is that opening?
Jumps over the poke. Oh, drops the combo, still continues it. Blocks the overhead, good stuff. Overhead again. I think Quinlu needs to mix up some more lows. Daniel's getting used to blocking those overheads. I think he's dead. Does he drop it? Doesn't drop it. So clean, man.
Chat. Everyone, drop a 1 real quick if you think we might have to DQ Daniel for being a little bit too sweaty tonight.
Johnny Cage.
You know what? I'm gonna be first.
Wow. That is wow.
Daniel, I'm sorry. You're officially DQ'd. You're too good at the game.
You're too good, man. Give other people a chance, man. What is this? That is so scary.
Man, Daniel, he looked like he is playing this game for literal years, Thamer.
I mean, he has a combo for every situation, a pickup for every situation. He knows how to defend against Raiko. He knows the matchup, the ranges. Doesn't make sense, man. It shouldn't be possible to get this good so early. It's not supposed to be possible.
That was an outstanding performance, and I'm so proud that I'm allowed to even feature all these players. I mean, back in the days in MK11 Thamer, you know it. We had like 500 people playing in the season. How many sweats are we gonna see going into MK1, going into Season 1 with MK1 when there is a prize pool of 5,000 plus euro on the line for these incredible warriors?
Man, it's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for the next season of Rips Arena, 25th of September. Sign-ups in the Discord.
That is right, chat. Let me slide in the graphic real quick. If you're interested, feel free to follow the socials. Let me drop them in the chat for you guys out there. We have a Twitch. Of course, you know that since you are here with us. We have a YouTube, we have a Discord, we have Twitter. Make sure to check us out if you like competitive MK, because for MK1, we're gonna go all in. We partnered up with Test Your Might. We partnered up with Tigris Gaming to bring you guys the best tournaments possible, the best viewing experience, and it is gonna be a wild, wild ride, in my opinion, Thamer, looking at the future.
Absolutely. Next set is going to be Sprudelwoods versus Jazlo. Jazlo, the last surviving Raiden in this tournament. We saw 3 Raidens already. Jazlo seems to have the best one so far. Gonna be playing versus Sprudelwoods with his Baraka, most likely. Gonna be an interesting matchup. Sprudelwood's gonna be ready for Raiden. He already played against him versus Thunder, so he's gonna be ready for the matchup. But is Jazlo going to be ready for Baraka?
This is gonna be a close one, in my opinion. We already seen that both players, they definitely played a lot of MK1 already. But then, taking it a step further and looking at the next match, which is gonna be Daniel, the literal final boss of this tournament right now. It is looking rough for both players because Daniel, he is on point, just like he has always been in MK1. He is not even impressed. He's saying, you know what, there might be a new game, but it's still the old Daniel Thamer. And this dude is known for kicking some asses, especially yours in Grand Finals. Back to the match.
Okay. You didn't need to mention that. We mentioned it like 2-3 times already. We've had enough, okay?
I'm sorry, Thamer. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll have you know, I did beat him in one of the events we played in, okay? So I'm just saying, it's not like he's always beating me. I did beat him in one of the events we played in. Just saying. Just throwing that out there, okay? Richie Ports, you saying you can beat me? I doubt it. I doubt it. But we'll see. All right, Jazwo, Sprudelwoods, Raiden, Baraka, both have Serena. Most popular cameo so far. Let's see how they play this matchup. Sprudelwoods, maybe he practiced some combos. Yo, the whip punish. That was beautiful. Good blocks on the overhead. Oh, it's gonna be the first hit confirmed for Jazwo. Huge damage. No, drops it. Can you even get a jump in there? Looks like he went for it. Maybe he knows something we don't. I haven't seen it ever. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing lots of combo drops. It's still early in the game's life. We haven't had
you
that.
You gotta get that muscle memory first. You gotta get that going. A big part of fighting games in general.
Absolutely. Jazwo. That is a reset, actually. That's not a real combo. He reset him. That's a ton of damage. That's not 40. That was like 50 with the reset. Sprudel has the potential to make the comeback. He does have Fatal Blow. I think he's dead. That's it.
Wait, what is the scaling gonna be? But I already see 28%, and the number is just getting higher and higher.
It's done. He's like, oh, you got a 50% combo at SQ. Hold this Fatal Blow. Hold this Fatal Blow. Say goodbye to your throat. It's him with the launcher. Early breaker. Jazwo. Oh, nice reaction on the teleports. Interrupts with the poke. Another launch. Yeah, Sprudel was just struggling to finish his combos. I'm not gonna lie, but somehow he's playing neutral well enough. His decision making is good enough that he's still winning these games. You don't need the most crazy combos to be good at this game.
Yes, you can definitely drop a combo here and there, but that was good reaction from Sprudel to that teleport attempt from Jazwo.
20% simple combo, but it's all he needs to win this set. To win this first game. He doesn't need those big combos. He doesn't need those Raiden 45% combos. He's enough with 20% here, 20% there, Fatal Blow here, grab there. It's over. He takes it. Game 1, Sprudelwoods.
And this is a German showdown, by the way. JusT and Sprudel, both from Germany. And I'm so proud that I'm able to say that we literally have the entire world competing here in Rips Arena every single day. So if you want to compete, sign up in the Discord, have a good time, because that's what it's all about in the end. Level up on the way and maybe become an arena champion one day.
LeBron is asking in the chat, I'm seeing Serena the most as Cameo. Isn't she just like Kano? Not exactly. She has two main differences from Kano. Number one, her Cameo ability is faster than Kano, so it's easier to combo into it. And because it hits 4 times, twice from the front, twice from the back. Rip, don't do this to me again. Twice from the front,
not saying anything,
twice from the back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It pushes them forward towards you, so it makes it easier to pick up the combo. So Serena gives you more damage than Kano, and she gives you 50 extra HP. If you notice, the health bars of both players are 1050. That extra 50 HP is from Serena, is from the Cameo. Because in this game, depending on your character and depending on your Cameo, your health bar might be 900 to perhaps 1100 is the max. So she's a
I have seen
good Cameo.
General Shao with 1200 HP with Jax looking like a freaking tank.
See, that's what makes Serena so good. That hits 4 times, so hard to take your turn afterwards. Oh, almost got the pickup on that. Get up armored special. Oh, the range of Baraka.
This is just non-stop pressure. It's literally never-ending. Sprudel pressing buttons and he is getting away with it.
Baraka does have really good range with those blades.
The little
Look at
backdash. I love the mind games.
That is a high. His launching string, the second hit is a high. You can duck it. Big damage. JusT showing us new optimals. Is this a new combo route? I haven't seen this one before.
Yes, I think so.
Just a new 42% combo for Raiden. You know, nothing special.
And that is another beautiful thing, Tamer. We are gonna see new stuff literally every single day. That was an incredible whiff punish. Sponsored by Zero Subs JusT. 41.
2% again. Okay, he does have fadeable. Oh, the armored special wake up. Gotta watch out for those. He did go for like a safe jump attempt, but not quite. Raiden with the Superman. Just grabbed him. Oh, drops the combo. I don't think that jumping works from all ranges. I think from up close he needs to do something different.
And Mr. Yessi in the chat. Just dropping 5 subs to the community. Thank you so much for the support, everyone. Once again, these subscriptions, they help tremendously keeping this going, and I'm so grateful that you guys decide to support us on our journey.
Sprudel is about to take this. Look at all this damage. He's not even done yet.
He's still swinging.
He just does not stop swinging.
Finish him.
Bro, Sprudelwoods, he wants to meet Daniel in grand finals tonight.
Hey, we said this would be close. Maybe we were wrong, man. Sprudel, he is so ready for this Raiden. He is so ready. JusT showed us some impressive combos, but defensively, he just hasn't been able to quite figure out Sprudelwoods' Baraka. It's a bit tricky. Hard to figure out when to take your turn, when to press buttons. That is something Baraka is very good at. He just swings at you and swings and swings and swings.
And he never stops until that health bar is showing 0.
When do symptoms first appear?
Look at those teeth, man. It looks like he just wants to eat Raiden. He wants to eat his liver. Terrifying. Love his design. A little bit of mobility here. A little bit of movement from both players. Look at that. Stealing back his turn. Gets the launcher with a double low.
And that overhead is quite tricky to react to as well.
So clever using that overhead as a meaty, because if you do wake up buttons, it will actually make them whiff and it will still punish them. The armored special though always works. Serena with the pressure.
Oh, the whiff punish from Sprudel.
Backdash. So clever to get out of the pressure. Just backdashed away from it, made it whiff. And we're seeing new combos from Sprudel. 40%, okay?
The damage numbers in this game. These rounds are so quick, chat. Do you realize how fast-paced this is compared to MK11?
Sprudel is looking like he's improving with every game. But I think you are right. Yes, the games are way faster than they were in MK11. And I think they know this too. Probably why they made Combat League push to 3. Jazwo getting some momentum now. Big damage in the corner. And to answer your question in the chat, guys, Serena's the most popular cameo so far because she leads to massive damaging combos. And she's very easy to use. So she's been very popular so far in the beginning of the game. But I have a feeling she won't be popular for a long time because defensively she's kind of weak. So potentially, once people figure out how to beat her projectiles, they might go for something different. She also has another weakness, which is that her cameo bar takes a very long time to come back. It takes a very long time to refill after you use her projectile.
Now Strudel looking to make the impossible comeback so hard. No, that is going to do it. Good flawless block.
It's the grab. Jazwo too afraid to take his turn against Baraka.
And he loves to abuse that armored special on Wake Up. Robo, thank you for the gifted sub in the chat.
So good, those armor specials. Definitely make sure you abuse them as much as you can in this game. They're very powerful. Armor break after taking almost 30%. I don't know if that's really the best idea. Again, dropping that jumping combo. I feel like Jazwo just needs to go for simpler, more consistent combos. Because he keeps dropping that one. Hits him with the wake up buttons. So many grabs from Sprudelwoods. Jazwo not taking any throws. 0 reactions. How old is Jazwo? Is he an old man?
Oh, he is an old man just like we are.
That explains it. That does explain it. All right, Sprudelwood set point. He's very close. Needs one more touch. This might be it.
This might be it. Yes, Baraka. He hurts chat, and we see it. Once again, Sprudelwood's 3-0 sweep. Jazwo out of the tournament, and that is a rage quit. The first rage quit we have seen in MK1. GG Super.
That's a new one. That's a new one. So that's how it looks. Do we still have quitalities, right? I think I've seen them in MK1.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm glad we have them. Those are cool. Those are cool. Yeah, to answer your question, somebody was asking if anybody is playing Nitara. There's Makaran playing Nitara. Might be the best Nitara in the world right now. He played in yesterday's tournament. I don't want to spoil it for you, but the video is up on Rip's YouTube.
That is
Go have a
true,
look.
chat. That is true, chat.
The best Nitara in the world right now.
It was incredible, and Xutix is saying, bro, this is the best Baraka at the moment. Sprudel going crazy in front of 500 people in the chat. And that means, even though it breaks my heart to say that, it is time for the last set of the night. Mixed up, that is my bad, chat.
Okay. Rip, by the way, I lost the stream.
I'm sorry. I got you, Tamer. 1 second, it should be back live right now.
There we go, ready for grand finals. Baraka, Sprudelwoods, Johnny Cage, both with Serena. Again, as we said, a very popular cameo. Definitely lab this cameo if you want to be good at this game early on. That was a punish from so far out. Danielle so ready with those reactions, so ready with that shadow kick. Gets the neutral jump. Huge read on the grab. How does he know, man? How does this guy just know what you're gonna do? Great grab.
Now, Daniel tearing through this bracket like there's no tomorrow. Like he's playing versus AI on easy.
Johnny Cage, did you see that animation? While Serena was throwing him, he had his phone out. He was filming him. That was crazy. Sprudel was great combo, great hit confirm right there. And Daniel just moving across the screen like it's his house, man. And it's not even his house. This is not that stage. But he's moving around as if it is. It's his house, just walking around. He's like, you think I'm in the corner? You're in the corner. Oh, those punishes. He's so ready. He's so ready. Gets the launch. Come on, Sprudel. Love rule. Okay. 24%. Hits him with that 9-frame mid. Early breaker. So smart, but he gets hit with the projectiles coming back, but it might still be worth it because he got that star meter full now. Oh no!
And here it starts. Oh, Daniel is going crazy.
No.
Chat, what is this?
This is where it gets really scary.
Your favorite Daniel, he is recording a combo tutorial in front of our eyes.
He's about to upload this to YouTube. He got armor through it, but he didn't have enough health. But he actually still got hits because keep in mind, guys, armored specials do not give you invincibility. They give you armor, so you still get hit. Your health still gets hit. So if you don't have enough health to tank it, you're just gonna die, just like what happened there. So you need to make sure you have enough health to tank the hit to be able to take advantage of those armored specials because they don't make you invincible. They only give you armor. So you're still gonna have to tank the hits.
Absolutely ridiculous what Daniel is doing today. What a performance.
1-0 for Daniel. I think honestly at this point it's too early to be learning multiple characters, so I don't expect any switches. Although it does seem like NRS designed this game in a way that they want to encourage you to keep your character but switch your cameo. Because that's the rules of Combat League. You're not allowed to switch when you lose. You can't switch characters, but you can switch cameos, which can potentially change how a matchup could potentially work. So maybe that's what Spurlowitz needs to do. Look at so much star meter right from the beginning. Oh, such a good punish. You just can't be throwing those out against them. Goes for the sweep. Some good staggers. Gets hit with the overhead. That does launch. Johnny has like 3 launches out of his strings.
What a whip punish from Daniel. Yes.
There you go.
Oh, he uses that to get out the corner. Very clever. The slashes. Does no one take his turn. Does duck under it. Overhead. Drops the combo, but at least he's safe. He's safe. That's what matters. You just can't be doing that, man. Oh, it's going to be a big combo from Sprudel. He does have Fatal Blow. He might not choose to spend it yet. He might want to save it.
Gets punished for it. Daniel is saying, thank you very much, my friend. We take those.
He actually had the chance because Daniel dropped the combo, but Sprudel, I think he just let go of the controller. I think he thought he died. Because when your opponent is playing so cleanly, you just don't expect them to make mistakes. So when they do make a mistake, you're not ready for it. But you have to force yourself to always be ready because everybody's human at the end of the day. Everybody's going to make mistakes eventually.
And again,
oh, no,
Daniel.
not the star meter. Not this again.
Oh, what is this?
Somebody
combo
stop this
damage. Even he is unstoppable, not dropping it.
Oh my goodness. 47% into the reset. Gets another hit confirm. This is a speed run. Okay, armor special. Just shadow kick in your face. Just go for the projectile. Another shadow kick. Those are so fast. They are so fast. Sprudel just not ready. Failing to take a single round of it versus Daniel so far.
I mean, who can blame him looking at Daniel's performance in the arena today?
I do not envy his position. This is looking rough. Really rough. I was thinking whether I should join this tournament. No, I'm kind of glad I didn't. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been embarrassed. But to be fair, like this tournament is just for fun, right? It's still early. And it's such a great opportunity to learn the game. I promise you the best way to learn this game is to compete versus high-level players. So even though Sprudel is getting folded right now, he's getting better at the game. Okay, he's getting better at the game.
Round 1, fight.
So it's still worth it to join these events, even if you're not a high-level player. You shouldn't be afraid. This community is very welcoming. We'll be able to help you learn whatever you need to learn. So don't be afraid to sign up for these events. Let's see if he can make the adaptation.
Wait a minute.
An early health lead.
Maybe he just gave Daniel a little head start to make this more interesting. Who knows?
Daniel, 0 bars. Won't be able to get much damage if he gets a hit confirm now.
Good tech. Sprudel ready for it.
No anti-air though. Gets counter hit. Mistimed it potentially. And Daniel with the meterless damage. He doesn't need that meter for damage. And that actually comboed. Wow. Very clever. Almost got the whip punish. Gets clipped by the low. 10% damage. This might be the first round Sprudel takes. Let's see if he can keep up this momentum.
But we all know how dangerous Daniel is in these clutch situations. He is looking for that one whip punish, but not enough. Sprudel is on the board for the first time. Round secured. Now he needs the second one.
Daniel back to the corner. Needs to get out of this position. Sprudel was huge hit confirmed. It's going to be big damage. Big ender in the corner. 44%. Wake up armor. That move is so tricky, man. Because you need to wait for your character to turn around and then you press your buttons. Otherwise, if you press too soon, you'll just whip and he'll be behind you. Sprudel, big health lead. He has the potential to take his first game. There's a hit confirm. Hits Serena out of her move. Oh, get a hit confirm from Daniel. Not the biggest damage. Doesn't have that many bars. Can't do much here, but he does have Fatal Blow.
Jump in.
Oh, gets the confirm. There it is.
Cash out. Beautiful sequence from Daniel. That is going to be the round. and we are still on tournament point. Can he take this top 8?
So close, just so clever from Daniel, knowing that he doesn't have bars for meter, so he went for a jump in to get an easy hit confirm into fatal blow. So clever for Daniel, so clutch, very well played. Squirrelwood sadly did not make the read. Oh, no punish on that projectile. He was so ready before. Put himself in the corner, sadly. Squirrelwood's gonna give him the slashing of a lifetime. Escape failed. Trying to take backwards. But that get up armor, so hard to deal with. Good breaker. Squirrelwood does have the help lead.
He tried it. Yes, Daniel, a little bit too confident.
Squirrel got the punish, but perhaps not confident enough. Didn't believe in the combo. Running away, he wants that full star. He wants it, he wants it. Oh, but he might regret it. Is it worth it? Getting the star meter? And taking this much damage? Is it worth it?
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Oh no, gonna confirm he could have killed. Oh, this is it. He's dead.
Wait, unless Daniel drops it, but that is definitely gonna kill if he is able to pull it off. Oh. Block pressure.
The chip was enough. The combo itself didn't kill, but the chip was enough. Squirrel did not have bars to survive the chip damage. Daniel takes it. 3-0. But honestly, big improvements from Squirrelwoods in that last game. That was so close. So much better than the first two games.
Yes. That was such an amazing grand final, especially considering that this is a day 2 tournament. But ladies and gentlemen, can we talk about Daniel, who literally looks like he is playing this game for years already? That Johnny Cage is a force to be reckoned with, and I can't wait to see him in the next tournaments. GG's, and thank you guys so much for playing today. Thamer, that was an amazing show put on by all these players. A big shout out to all 8 of them. And of course, a very, very big thank you to you, Thamer.
Scary. Scary times. Top 8. Oh god. Hype.
Bro, we're nearing the end. We just gotta give shoutouts again. Fucking Crimson Shadow for the production, bro. And Havoc for the admin.
Fucking goats. The goats.
Keeping all this shit running.
Goats. Next match. This is all finals. Give me 1 second. Oh, Uzurican Tigers.
This first time
hey, that mix-up is insane, bro. Tanya's mix-up is crazy.
Actually pretty good.
Uzurican Tigers next set. Let's go. Yeah, Tanya's sick. Natara's nasty as fuck though as well. But I need to see somebody with the game plan around her.
Bro,
damn it, Bookworm with
another
the fucking 10 bomb. Oh my goodness, Worm. Thank you, man. What the fuck, chat?
Why is Worm being such a goddamn go right now?
W's for Worm. Holy shit, y'all. And all the homies who got the sub tonight, yo, welcome to the fucking family. I hope you guys all appreciated you guys are, man. Ducking subs since day 1. Oh, alright. Hey, Dragon has a game plan with this Tanya family.
No, he really does.
It's put together.
Look at how far that shit goes, bro.
Hey, Jones, welcome to the family, yo. Alright, this is... What's the mix? Overhead? Goro cameo? That is...
Bro, that was a mall.
Yo,
that was a mall.
That was fucking Goro cameo, man. Hey, Big Earl, cheers. Commentary getting a little... Yo, don't get banned. Too lit? Oh, shit. Whoa! My bad! I thought you were going left! I'm a piece of shit for that.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
He baited me!
Like, take it back. Take it back.
I take it back. What the? Don't say take it.
Whoa. Yo,
what the fuck?
Don't be taken back, bro.
Hey, that bait was insane. Yo, who was that? Who the fuck was that?
Who was that? Let me scroll up, bro. Who was that?
Appreciate the Tourney Rewind. No, I appreciate you, man. Seriously, bro. Love and appreciate you so much.
What?
Dragon Mufasa, Uzuri Tigers, HeReism, Get Wrecked, and King and Splash. Holy shit, y'all.
Homie official.
Oh my god.
Hey, yo, Rewind. Have a good night, bro.
And 70-60.
Rewind with the goated Riker showcase, bro.
Hey, for real, Rewind. Thank you, man. Worked all fucking day. I was talking to him today, man. And he comes and plays in the tournament. No, that's a real G. Thank you, man. Thank you, go.
The H-back god.
That is so fucking broken. Cheers, man. Chat, that's a goat. That's a goat. Aw, man. Couldn't do it without you guys, bro. Thank you guys, man.
This is so insane. Such a great turnout.
This last few months, man, of fucking trials and tribulations just lead up to having a fucking W tournament with you guys means a lot, man. And 70-60, thank you, man. Aw, you guys are too awesome, bro. My dragon
So
is
about to
going
be
fucking
live.
crazy.
Bro,
Oh, he's on
Dragon
the other
is
side.
fucking going crazy,
I
bro.
know.
Always stop to give a.
And the
you know,
down, bro.
know.
He's
thank
making
you
all the
to
reads.
people
He's
coming
making all
in
the
and
reads.
Uzi Reek, Tiger's next set. Hey, and holy shit, Cliff, thank you for the fucking sub as well. No, this is going wild. Oh, he's doing the mid into. Oh, that makes more sense because it ends in an overhead, so you're forced to block the over. Oh, hey, that boy did the meaty with that. That makes sense. Oh, I'm learning. Hey, Datum, thank you for the 9 months, man. Fucking hell, chat.
Mufasa's actually learning
Yo,
stuff,
I
bro.
know.
Mufasa
See
showed
the
the tech with
adaptation?
Natara.
I know. He's playing good. Nah, man. Shout out to all the players who played in this too. Seriously, man. It takes a lot to fucking come out day one and showcase like this, yo. Shit, I was even goddamn nervous. Lon. Lon! This is some fucking... He's fencing. See the poke and prod? Oh, God. Okay,
Ooh, that was
Mufasa.
good, Slay.
Okay, Mufasa.
Look at this. Look at this combo.
He's on the map.
Nice.
He's on the map. That's like one of the
Nice.
first rounds we've even seen Dragon fucking get scraped up this tournament.
Actually,
and on the
get
level
scraped,
5
yep.
fucking hype train chat, I'm about to ban myself. Out of love. Cheers, man. Spam those hype train modes in the chat, y'all. Thank you guys, bro. Ooh, wait. So he did load it up to use the teleport. He's smarter than me. He's smarter than me.
Ooh, but the down two, he's just...
Okay,
he's
EXP.
seeing it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no, he's...
Ooh,
Oh.
what the fuck, Slay?
Nah, this is sick. This is looking as complete as my rating game plan. My bad. Oh wait, you shot
You know
the
what
fireball?
that armored thing remind me of, Slay? It remind me of Kodo Khan's fucking down forward 1 in MK11.
Holy shit.
Where he would eat up your first button, and you could flaws block right after that.
Mufasa's eating! Mufasa's eating! It is. Can you clutch it out?
Yeah, I was gonna say he needs to set up.
Don't get hit! He gets
Let's
him!
go!
He gets
Oh
him!
my god,
The first
Mufasa took one, let's go!
Yo! Told you guys, bro! Let's fucking go!
Nah, taking a bite out of me.
That's what I'm talking about!
Mufasa just hit a new level.
We got a set on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. And there's 2,800 of us? Nah, Rick, I'm banning you.
Nah.
And then I'm banning me. It's a...
GG to the stream.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna call it something crazy. Alright, let's fucking go. 1-1. We got a set. Hey, hold it down real quick.
It's a set. It's a fucking set.
She doesn't scare me, Ungadi.
Megan has damage. Facts. Alright, here we go, chat. Megan Fox versus Tanya. Throwing the Serena size. Ooh, that converts. Get the fuck out of here. Learning more from Mufasa, bro. Mufasa's actually playing so insane right now. Bro, Mufasa's actually playing so insane right now. Those combos are so sick. Checking with the only mid that she's got, but it's a good mid. Forward 1. Name tags, by the way? Yeah, I know, Adderall. I'll let Slay know whenever he gets back. Don't worry. Ooh, that was good. Ooh, good. Wake up. Oh, when he gets chipped out. Oh my god. The chip damage on that is insane, bro. I will literally fight a tower for Megan. Hey, bro. Megan Fox is literally in the game. Let's go. Good combos. Good blocks. Mufasa's staying really patient. He's seeing everything, Che. He's seeing how Tanya's playing. He's seeing what Dragon wants to do in the mix-up. He just needs to keep playing solid right here.
That's good damage.
Ooh, oh my god. Woke up.
In there. Names are backwards, my bad. I gotta remember that. Ricky. Rick.
I'm here.
My bad. It's just your mic goes off and then I don't know if my headphones are broken or not. This is
Yeah,
a
no,
fucking
I'm
set.
reopening my Twitch.
This is a set. Oh, maybe the characters that don't have the greatest mids, maybe they have a safe down one. Some people's
That's
down one
actually a
is
good
safe.
thought.
Like
Might have
some
to
were
actually
-8.
test that.
Yeah. Brandy was good. Chat was good. Hope you guys are enjoying the tournament, man. I'm having so much fun chilling with you
Yo,
guys.
Slay, it's a high. It's a high, Slay.
Oh my god.
Goro cameo where he punches in the air is a high.
It's
You
confirmed.
called it.
Oh god, this is gonna kill.
Oh my god, bro, the conversion is so stupid.
Oh!
Oh my god.
No, that was heat. That was heat. That was heat. What the fuck? I need to see the route he took again. Hold on. I need to see it. So he did 4-2-2 drill. Goro cap. He saved the second drill. That's what it was.
So smart.
Oh my god. He saved the meter burn drill because he didn't have to do it at first because he got the Goro cameo. Oh my god.
Genius. These combos are so sick.
This is actual madness, bro. This is actual madness. Dragon the tester? Yeah, initially. Lit. And look, motherfucking Mufasa's, that shit could have been 2-1 his favor right now. One fucking situation. We're lit. Lord Net, you seeing this, bro? Alright, we're up.
Alright, here
we're
we
up.
go.
We're up. Dragon, Mufasa.
Nice. Oh, he didn't get the full confirm.
Oh my god, this is so crazy. I need to eat this.
Oh, he tried to catch him in. Good blocks. You have to duck that. You should know now. Come on, Mufasa. Duck that.
Hard, bro. There's a
Oh,
lot
the
of shit going
spacing
on.
from Dragon. Oh my god.
Got the combo this time again. Just did the drill kick instead of using the actual drill.
Yeah, because he wants to push him to the corner.
Oh shit,
Very
that one
smart.
never. Ooh, hold on. Got that one back. This is so crazy. The Tara's so cool.
Yeah. Mufasa's still in here. Yep. Nice.